We're smelling in the air, that's how we live it. Machines roar, engines spitting fire, unforgiving. Tracks hot, lava ties gripping tight, zero slipping. Moonlit nights, neon light streets forbidden. Octane Outlaws, kings of the band, no pretend. Gloves off, helmets on, rivals round the bend. V8 symphony, metal orchestra, adrenaline blend. Speed demons, night prowling, never got a blend. Fast lane royale, racing through the night. Checkered flag, trees, eyes on the prize. Pedals to the metal, hearts in overdrive. Octane Outlaws, we never compromise. Hit stop strategy, fuel up tires fresh. Seconds counting every drop of sweat and vest. Rivals in the rear view, only smoke they catch. Speed king's crown, never not obsessed. Turbocharged hearts, beat with nitro veins. Circular dance, grip tight reins. Swerves and drifts, battle scars remain. Victory in our blood, flowing like champagne. Grand slam chasers, war of the beast. Curse we conquer, locking in the feast. High stakes gamble, front to east. Cold steel passion, never rest in peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready here for the Octane Outlaws here this afternoon as the Octane Outlaws Grand Slam Series gets underway here this afternoon from the beautiful Richmond Raceway. This is going to be a lot of fun as Bandit House Gaming coming in, showing the love, says number 30. Last name is pronounced like Gillette shaving cream. Okay, Gillette. I kind of figured. I wasn't sure if some people say Gillette or potentially Gillette with the G, but I'm glad you hopped in here and let us know. Any of the other drivers, if I mispronounce your last name or even your first name, please let us know in the comments section or get one of your friends, family, or anyone else to hop in here and give us the correct pronunciation, and we'll try to correct it as much as we can. And throughout the series, we'll get them more and more, and hopefully won't run into any issues with it as we get ready to rumble here in this one. It is time for drivers to hop out on the racetrack here. A little bit of qualifying about to get underway. Drivers going to try to lay down their quick time. So we do see Braxton DeWeese right now as the quickest car out there on the racetrack. Alex Coffey currently second fastest here as we see the 191 ride unfortunately go around right there. Here comes Austin Avery, hopefully I'm saying that right. Avery, hopefully I'm getting it right. Probably getting it completely wrong as Austin Avery looking to lay down a quick lap time here in the 798 machine out there on the speedway. Here comes Tommy Thompson out there as well. Roger Curtis in that beautiful PMP graphics, number 32. Here comes Ryan Gillette. There's Gillette out there in loving memory of John Gillette. Hopefully I'm reading that right. John Gillette there on the side of that car, riding on board there with that 30 ride. Beautiful to see that as Curtis Kelly getting done his lap, currently 12 fastest. Here comes that 32 right down across the line. Not sure if he's going to find any extra speed right there. Currently 20th fastest is Joshua Whitfield. Also currently back in 22nd. Still a few drivers left to qualify. There is the TSC, the Tractor Supply Company, right the 25 up into the 19th qualifying position. Still a few drivers left trying to work themselves towards the top of the speed charts here. We'll have to wait and see if they can find that extra little bit of speed and get themselves up to the front of the field here. Is Christian Marcelli, hopefully I'm saying that right, Marcelli in position number 24 right now, yet to qualify. Same with Ryan Peters, Patrick Mitrovic out there as well, currently yet to qualify, and Dylan York also yet to lay down a lap time here this afternoon. As right now it is Braxton DeWeese in the 5 right with the quick time here in qualifying. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Become part of the Peacemaker family today. Become part of the fam here on Peacemaker Gaming, whether it's over on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, as we're live on all 3 channels, so that way you can, get your best viewing experience, watch where you like to watch, or support where you like to support, whether it be over on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook as we get ready to roll here in just a couple more moments. Qualifying quickly coming to a close. Now, I did hear that there was a little bit of money on the line tonight as well for these drivers. Now, I could be wrong on that, so don't hold me to it, but there should be a little bit of money and a little bit of opportunities for drivers to try to earn that cash here. Now, I'm not sure how much it may be or if that is actually true or not, but we do know that there's something extra going on here this afternoon for the Octane Outlaws Series opener here for the Grand Slam Series. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great show. We're going to have these guys in here on our Friday nights for the next 9 weeks, basically the next 9 weeks. I think there's one day that currently right now is conflict with another series that I had scheduled already, so may have to miss one of these broadcasts for them, but for the most part, we should be here for all of these shows. Should be able to put on a great show for all the fans in the stands and everyone tuning in, watching, and cheering these amazing drivers on as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to go to battle here in just a few more moments. We welcome you guys into another Peacemaker Gaming show. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great time, chat. This is going to be some crazy racing. Now, there is, let me double check here. We're looking at about 27 drivers loaded into the sim looking for the win here this afternoon. I do believe it's 200 laps of racing action here from Richmond Raceway on a Valentine's afternoon. You know, maybe I feel like these guys, they wanted more drivers, but I feel some of them may have gotten swept off their feet, maybe having to spend some time with the old ladies or the old men or who knows what, but nonetheless, a few drivers potentially missing here this afternoon, which is definitely sucks for these drivers, but I think it's going to create for some, you know, really amazing, good, clean racing here at Richmond Raceway. You get this track a little too filled, you get too many drivers out there, and you can see an abundance of caution flags. Now, being 26, 27 drivers, could still see a lot of yellow flags here this afternoon, but we could see some very, very good door-to-door, side-by-side action out there on the racetrack lap after lap after lap as each and every one of these competitors is going to be looking to try to put themselves up and into victory lane here at the start of the Grand Slam Series this afternoon. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be some great racing, some great times back and forth out there on the speedway. We're going to see a lot of craziness, a couple different stages, so we will have a stage break on lap number 40. We'll have a stage break on lap 100, and then that final stage will be the 100 laps to the finish here. So that's going to really mix things up. Drivers are going to have to try to save their equipment. They're going to have to try to make sure that they keep the tires underneath of them, maybe have something left in the tank for late in this race. And talking about the tanks, it may come down to that fuel mileage. It may be someone trying to stretch out a fuel run or make a big swing at things, maybe save it a lot later than other drivers, maybe short pitting and coming in earlier than a lot of the other drivers. Once you kind of get that green flag, you get that green light, you know that you're good on gas until the end, even with maybe a, you know, overtime or a couple overtimes out there. And we're going to race back to the start finish line here no matter what. So you want to make sure you got enough fuel in the tank. You want to make sure you got the car to do it late in the race and be there late in the race to be able to have a shot and an opportunity to win here this afternoon. Is qualifying quickly coming to a close here. I don't believe there's anyone left to qualify. We do get a couple more drivers still out here. There is the 05 right. That is Ryan Peters. Peters jumping out there, getting his lap time in as Christian Marcelli, unfortunately, still yet to qualify as the Monster Energy Jordan number 05 right down across the line. He's going to get his lap started. We'll have to wait and see if he can lay down a good lap time, if he can trying to work himself up towards the top of the speed charts and maybe knock Braxton DeWeese out of that top spot. Looked like a tough corner right there, trying to get that car to hang a left-hand turn. Unfortunately, getting a little tight now. Wash up the racetrack there through the middle of 3 and 4 and just pushing up the racetrack there towards that outside fence. Unfortunately, that's not going to be looking like a great lap time right there, and that will have him back in the 26th position. So that's a tough lap right there. Maybe find a little something. Oh, look out. Oh, hard hit there to the inside fence. Unfortunately, second lap will not count here for that 05 machine, and That's not what you want. That's definitely not how you want things to go here in this one. And unfortunately, that will start Ryan Peters at the back of the pack. We'll see if he can get a handle on that car and get it rocking and rolling and driving towards the front of the field here later in this race, or throughout this race. See if you can find a little magic under the hood of that 05 machine. It's looking good, looking like a sharp car out there on the racetrack, but unfortunately not handling probably the way he would really want it to, as we'll get ready here. Just a couple more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it as Bar J in S Ranch says the perfect gift is to let them race. That is the perfect gift for certain. A Valentine's gift is to let the husbands or the boyfriends or anything else just hop in and jump onto the simulator, run some laps, maybe earn a little extra money. Maybe that money could go towards, buying breakfast tomorrow, and it should be done fairly quick. I guess maybe we'll be closer to around 11 o'clock Eastern time by the time this is all said and done. So, unfortunately, it'd probably be a little too late to go to dinner, but maybe it's enough time that drivers were able to, take their wives out for an early dinner, buy her some flowers, buy her some chocolate, spoil her a little bit, and then, having, no excuse to let, not let them jump in here and race here this afternoon as we get ready to rumble here in this one. Is Craig Michael Deacon. What's good, Craig? Craig coming in with that like on the broadcast. How are you, brother? How you doing this afternoon? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Friday evening as we get ready to play here in this one. A couple drivers that we have had in other series. We do see the Mobile 1 number 20 ride. That's Victor Pfluger. We've seen Pfluger out there a few times. We've seen Braxton DeWeese and Alex Coffey and a few of these other drivers that are getting ready to rumble here this evening. So it's going to be interesting to see how they stack up versus some of these other drivers, as you see that Rebel Bourbon number 8 ride right down to the inside here. That's Noah Miller. Miller will start in position number 5 here this afternoon as we wait for everybody to load into the sim. Everyone ready to rock and roll here this evening as the staging portion getting underway, as Rooftop Gaming says, commenting from P18, wish me luck, he says. Good luck, Rooftop Gaming. Good luck out there. Hopefully a good run for Mr. Lucas Wilson, as Lucas back here in that beautiful pink and red car. Hopefully I can't get a good angle on that thing, or else we get a good shot at that thing. There it is. Beautiful. The Republic of Gamers number 95 ride with the anime girl on the side of it. Well, we like it. We like it. That's what's up right there, Lucas. That's what's up right there. As we get ready to rumble, starting on the pole in the Bennett's number 5 machine, that is Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese will start on the pole to his outside. It's supposed to be the 54 ride. Here he comes. There is that Monster Energy number 54 of Alex Coffey. Starting in position number 3 in the 18 ride, that is the Tilly's ride of Blaine Wilson. To his outside in the 028, the Delta Airlines ride, that is Travis Roberto. Starting in position number 5, that is Noah Miller. To his outside, it's Victor Pfluger. Starting in position number 7 in the 798, that is Austin Avery. To his outside, that is the 19 ride of Corey Buchanan. Starting in position number 9 in the 48 ride, that is Cameron Crankhead. To his outside in the 21, the beautiful Wood Brothers paint scheme ride, that is the 21 of Owen Bridges. Starting in position number 11, we see Joshua Whitfield. Ken Zemis. Oh, I'm probably getting that completely wrong. Ken in the 90 ride, starting there in 11th. Whitfield to his outside. Then we see Curtis Kelly, Russell Peets, Dylan York, Ryan Gillette, George Buck, Lucas Wilson, Tommy Thompson, David Goodman there in 20th. Then we see Patrick Metrovics, James Lindsay, Colin Butts, Curtis Rogers, Daniel Lois. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Ryan Peters back there in the 05 ride, and it's Christian Marcelli who will bring up the back of the pack in the P-Lab number 22 machine. As Kelly Coffey says, let's go Coffey, Wilson number 18, and Pfluger. The Dig Motorsports rides. The Dig Motorsports crew in this one, ready to rock and roll as Kelly cheering them on. we get ready to go to battle. Braxton Deweese, Alex Coffey, door to door as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here with the Octane Outlaws. Quickly down into corner number 1 is the 5 ride of Braxton Deweese, who will lead us nice and easy down and out of corner number 2 for the first time down the back straightaway. The 5 ride down into corner number 3. Nice and easy out of corner number 4 is the 54, trying to reel him in and down across the line. It's Braxton Deweese who will lead lap number 1 here in the Grand Slam Series. Alex Coffey right there in second. You see Coffey trying to size up this 5 ride, but it could be very beneficial to try to take it a little easier early in these runs. You want to have that track position, you want to lead some laps, but trying to save your equipment, save that ride, keep it out of trouble for later in this race. Is 200 laps is a long time. It's a lot of laps, and something could go wrong in a quick hurry, and you don't want to burn up your equipment too fast out there on the speedway and get steamrolled by all these hungry drivers that are back there behind you. As Blaine Wilson in the 18 ride holds on to that 3rd position. Noah Miller quickly up a spot here is Austin Avery in that 798 machine. Now they're in position number 5 as we do see Victor Pfluger, Cameron Craighead, Ken Zemes. They're in position number 8 with Curtis Kelly and Owen Bridges rounding out our top 10 on the racetrack. Unfortunately, already here in this one, that 028, the Delta Airlines ride of Travis Roberto. Roberto sliding backwards here in that Delta machine as that thing is falling out of the sky like a regular Delta aircraft. Unfortunately, now down 9 positions here this afternoon. Right there with that 19 ride. Unfortunate break here for the cheer line number 19 as Corey Buchanan also sliding backwards, now down 6 positions as he's got the 30 right of Ryan Gillette. Gillette right there behind him, looking to try to keep on working his way towards the top 10. Dylan York back there in 16th with Patrick Metrovics. They're in position number 17 with George Buck, Tommy Thompson, Lucas Wilson rounding out our top 20 here on the speedway as Christian Marcelli trying to work his way up a little closer through the field here. The 22 that started at the back of the pack will now work himself up inside the top 20 as he rolls around the 95 there of Lucas Wilson as David Guzman back in position number 22. Daniel back there in that beautiful number 14 ride sits in that 23rd position, but as Colin Butts now to his inside, here comes that 32 Curtis Rogers right there making the move around that 14, as well as the Carolina ride struggling here early in this race, and looks like he's going to slide back a couple more spots here as that's James Lindsay in the 25. Also trying to get around him is Ryan Peters in that 05 bringing up the rear of the field. As out in front we do see a pass for the race lead, the 54 of Alex Coffey. Coffey now out in front and leading the way here from Richmond Raceway as Braxton Deweese slides back into position number 2. Blaine Wilson there in 3rd with Noah Miller. Victor Pfluger, our top 5 here on the racetrack as they're trying to keep on working their way towards the front of the field. And right now the Dig Motorsports rides all up inside the top 5 here. Coffey leading the way. Wilson right there in position number 3, and now Victor Pfluger up inside the top 5. So the Dig Esports rides working their way to the front of the field, and right now surrounding our top 5 here on the speedway is Alex Coffey looking to stretch out that early race lead. Braxton Deweese there in second. These drivers, they know that they got 40 laps here at the start of this race. Not our first caution flag, potentially our first caution flag, but our first stage will end at lap number 40 as we do see the first yellow flag of the day. Looks like Owen Bridges. Owen gonna run into some problems here. The 21 ride loose out of corner number 2, goes around the 60 machine, gets a big piece of him right there. That's a tough break there for the 60 ride as a good piece of Bridges. Bridges was running pretty solidly, but right there just gets on the throttle on corner exit. The rear end kicks out. He's trying to save it, trying to correct that car, and unfortunately, it's just going to go right on around. Let's see if we can jump on board here with that 21 and give you a look from in the cockpit. You see that thing just sliding. He's trying to correct it. It overcorrects, shoots up the racetrack into the outside fence. Unfortunately for the 60 ride, nowhere for him to go as that's some pretty heavy contact there for him. Let's get another look at it here. Watch him right here. Gets on the throttle, and there goes the rear end, and that's all she wrote for this number 21 machine. Let's get another angle here and see what happens to him. Man, it's tough to crack these things. When they step out on you, it doesn't take much, and having that steering wheel turn the opposite direction for a little too long can spin you around like that in a quick hurry. And for a lot of drivers, some pretty heavy damage right there. At least for a couple drivers, some pretty heavy damage as Joshua Whitford, unfortunately, getting a piece of him there. So that was Whitford that got a good piece of him. You do see that front end damage on that 60 ride, but not electing to come down pit road, not electing to get some repairs done to that 60 machine. Going to keep it out there on the speedway, even with the heavy front end damage. Going to try to keep that track position and chill. They're in position number 8 on the racetrack. We'll see if that pays out for him, or if that could potentially hurt him here throughout this race. If that temperature starts to go up, if something happens underneath the hood or for the suspension, could potentially run into some problems, and you don't want to come down pit road during the green flag conditions here in an unscheduled one at that, as you could go multiple laps down in a quick hurry. As Alex Coffey gonna get ready for the first restart here this afternoon. Braxton DeWeese, Blaine Wilson, 1, 2, and 3 here on the speedway. We saw DeWeese start on the pole, lead some laps early, but it's been all Alex Coffey since he took that lead away from that number 5 machine. And right now, none of these drivers electing to come down pit road. They all want to stay out there. They're not going to give up this track position, especially so early in this race, only being, a couple handfuls throughout this race right now, being left number 15 down across the board. These guys, they don't want to go down pit side. They don't want to put any work or accidentally put some tires onto these cars or anything else. So we'll have to wait and see these guys make their first pit stops here later this afternoon. As Elizabeth Andrews, says, let's go Noah, number 8, cheered on the 8 ride out there on the speedway, as Noah currently sits in that 4th position right now. Mr. Miller having a solid run, driving a decent race so far, just keeping himself up inside that top 5. And currently right now within striking distance of our race lead as the lights are off. The official iRacing pace car, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing, is down out of corner number 4. Down to the Geico restart zone, the 54 ride of Alex Coffey. He gets the fire first as he controls the pace there on the restart and gets a great launch. Quickly pulls up in front of that 5 ride of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese down low here. Unfortunately not going to be able to get to that inside lane, as here comes Blaine Wilson. Wilson looking to try to move himself up into position number 2, but DeWeese sends it in deep down through corner number 3 and 4. He'll stay in front of the 18 ride and stick right there to the back bumper of our race leader. There's some great racing action back through the field. Everybody trying to work their way up. Is a big hit right there. Corey Buchanan hard up into the outside fence, and we will see the caution flag come back out. Colin Butts also collected in that one. James Lindsay in there as well, but it starts with that 19 ride. Alrighty, let's take a look back here and see what happens, as we saw him just shoot to the outside right there. Hard contact into that outside fence, but we're not sure if he had additional contact here or if this car just gets sideways, trying to get into the corner. Maybe a little net coat off the back bumper, but looks like he gets in there a little too deep. And for the Cheer Wine machine, just, oh man, that's a tough hit right there. That's a tough hit, tough smack, as he gets a big run. Looks to go down low underneath of the 90 machine, and the rear end just kind of kicks out on him. Looks like he tries to correct it. It overcorrects itself. It snap hooks around and up into that outside fence. Heavy hit there for him. And then watching that, here comes the 66. Here comes the 25 ride. They're trying to stay out of it. Unfortunately for the 66, drives in there, gets a big piece of them. A little bit of damage for the 14 as well as the 32 ride, as Daniel also getting some damage. Curtis Rogers in there getting some pretty good damage, as well as doing another look at this one, and just some pretty good damage there for a lot of these drivers. A bunch of cars that didn't need that damage this early in the race, all of a sudden they find it in a quick hurry. Watch this City Chevrolet slide in here, slam. Oh man, that's a heavy hit there for him. Heavy hit for the 32 as well. Curtis Rogers is nowhere to go right there. Take a look at it, as The cockpit sends it in here, hoping that the 19's either going to go high or low. Unfortunately, they both just aimed for the middle. The 19 doing a great job there, doing exactly what you need to do. As you can see him get onto the binders after getting into that fence. Could have washed down the racetrack and took in a lot more cars, but he holds the brakes right here. You see the tires not moving, unfortunately. The 66 rider, Colin Bunce, nowhere for him to go. Slams into the side of him. You get a same look here from the 25 as he's trying to turn left here. Unfortunately, gets in there a little too hot, and that car just will not turn and launches straight up the racetrack and into that 19 head-on collision there for those two. And tore up race cars now down pit side, looking to get some repairs done, looking to try to get their cars a little bit better out there on the racetrack as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to try this one all over again as Silent Scope says, let's go Ryan, number 30, cheering on Ryan out there on the racetrack is Ryan Gillette, currently scored in that 12th position, having himself a solid run so far here in this one, as Dustin Hardy says, that boy number 9 of Dylan York has a sexy paint scheme. Dylan York with a sexy paint scheme. It is a pretty sexy paint scheme, I'm not going to lie. I like the yellow, black, the little bit of, chrome in there as well, the Victory Fuel. Camaro looking very, very nice. The Hardy Motorsports, I do believe I saw on the back bumper there of that 9 ride. Let's see if we can get a good look at that logo there for our boy Dustin Hardy up in the chat here. A bit of a look right there. We'll see if this number 22 can get a little closer to the back bumper as we get ready to go back to green flag race and get a great look here and what these drivers are basically seeing as we go back to green flag. There you go. That's the Hardy Designs. There we go. The Hardy Designs number 9 ride out there on the speedways. You get a good look to see these drivers launch and get back up to speed, how they got to hit these corners and get rolling down the back straightaway. They send it deep down into corner number 3 and roll nice and easy down and out of corner number 4. Back onto the loud pedal here as Alex Coffey continues to lead the way. You do see his teammate there in the Dig Esports number 18 ride. That's Blaine Wilson. Wilson now working himself up and into position number 2 here. We'll see if he can keep himself in front of that 5 of Braxton DeWeese, or if DeWeese can stay in position number 2. We saw him fight hard there and stay in that second spot using the outside lane as they're door-to-door rolling down the front straightaway. As they continue to battle, you do see that 20 ride of Victor Pfluger. He's down low. He's trying to make the move around Noah Miller here. Miller trying to hold on to that 4th position. Unfortunately, not quite the run he was hoping for down and out of quarter number 2 as here comes Curtis Kelly. Kelly in the 5-hour Energy 71 ride up 7 positions. Right now working himself up and through the field, now just outside of the top 5 as you see the 8 ride battling back here. He got past, but down the front straightaway decides to cross over the 20 of Pfluger. Now working down to the inside, gets very loose though, down and out at corner number 2. Looks like he'll fall back in line as the 20 ride of Victor Pfluger will stay there in position number 4 as Braxton DeWeese again using the outside lane to perfection and keeping himself in position number 2 on the racetrack and sticking right to the back bumper of our race leader, Alex Coffey, as Coffey continuing to lead the way. As Silent Scope says, that number 30 has a very cool message for our late father and a decal for his memorial for his dad. Yeah, we took a look at that earlier. It was definitely a beautiful tribute there on the side of Ryan Gillette's ride, the in loving memory of John Gillette. And man, that's always such a good thing to see, man, when people can celebrate the life of their family members, friends, family, whatever it may be, and show the love and passion that they have not only for racing, but putting it onto their race car and continue to carry their name with them throughout each and every race that they're in. As you do see that 60 ride of Joshua Whitfield, unfortunately sliding backwards here. We did see that 60 ride under that first caution flag get some pretty good front end damage here. And for that 60 machine, he's been falling backwards. He was up inside the top 10, but over those couple restarts, that APX Gaming ride has been sliding backwards here, and that front end damage, you gotta figure, is playing a factor into it as he continues to slide back. As we do see George Buck right there behind him in the Helveline 28 ride. Lucas Wilson right there as well, looking to try to work his way a little farther forward here in this race. Started in the 18th position, staying in that 18th position is the 05, the Jordan Monster Energy 05 rider Ryan Peters. We saw him during the qualifying session. Definitely did not get off to a hot start as we see some issues for the 13. Oh, man, the multiple sclerosis awareness car, the Cure MS number 13 ride, getting loose, going around there at quarter number 4, and we will see that caution flag fly here once again. That is David Gumon there, unfortunately going around. Looks like he gets a piece of the apron, and that's what really gets him loose. Let's take another look at it and see this car send it down into quarter number 3. Looks good through 3, but out of 4, Fabricator X number 13 right there gets onto the apron. The cars just do not like that. It completely throws the balance off, and that's where you see him go around right there. And unfortunately, that Camaro pointed the wrong direction, stopped on the racetrack. That will bring out our 3rd caution flag of the day as we'll get ready to stack him up, rack him up, ready to go back to green flag racing as we inch closer and closer here to our first stage break. So first stage break is supposed to be lap number 40. So we'll see if that stage still comes out on lap number 40, or if potentially we see them continue on through, maybe use this as that stage break, or it may be a very short run to hit that next stage here on the afternoon. As lap 40, lap 100 are our stage breaks, going to allow these drivers to come down pit road, get fuel, get tires, but so far they've had ample opportunities to come down pit road and get service done to their race cars. As Silent Scope says, that number was our father's racing number when he raced. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I love that. I love that. That's absolutely amazing. It's awesome. As a a family that grew up racing and everything else, whenever I race, I tend to try to use some portion of like what my parents did when both my mom and dad raced, or my grandfather raced, and everything else. They didn't have any luck, so I turned the tables on them. They used to race 74. I now race the 47. So we kind of flipped the tables on that, trying to turn the luck around and see if it gets a little bit better. But we have done some nice throwback paint schemes to their stuff and ran the 74 ride, as well as Michael King. What's good, Michael? Michael coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. What's good, Mr. King? Michael King dropping that thumbs up here on the broadcast. My boy Black Phoenix 843 also coming in with that like on the stream, as Michael King says, dude, how's it going? How's it going, bud? Glad to see you as well, man. Glad to see you as well up in the chat. Show the love here in this one. I hope you're having yourself a absolutely wonderful day, man. Hopefully a great Friday and getting ready for the weekend. If you have any plans, or if you're doing anything with the old lady here tonight, hopefully you guys are safe and happy and everything else, and hopefully have a great time as we get ready to rumble here once again. As Silent says, it also was the number Ryan used in his first season of racing. Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. When it's got those family ties, when it's got something meaningful to it, man, we love to see those. We love to see those meaningful stories behind the numbers or the paint schemes or anything else. It's absolutely awesome to hear Ryan's story here this afternoon. Is Edward Spedward 15 coming in, dropping that sub over there on YouTube, becoming a brand new member of the Peacemaker family. Edward, welcome in to the Peacemaker family over there on the YouTube channel. If you guys haven't, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we go back to Green Flag Racing here from Richmond Raceway. As out in front, it is that 54 ride who continues to lead the way. Alex Coffey at the front of the field with Braxton Deweese trying to hold on once again to position number 2. Is that Tilly's number 18 ride continues to work to the inside. Blaine Wilson trying to make that pass, trying to get to his teammates' back bumper here as the Dig Esports rides now rolling in first, third, and fourth as Victor Pfluger sits there in that 4th position. Noah Miller right there behind him. He's got the 71 riders. Look at the 71 of Curtis Kelly. Getting loose, comes down the racetrack onto the apron. And oh no, this is a heartbreaker here for the 5-hour energy ride. I'm not sure what may have happened to that 71, but he's still stopped there on the racetrack. He's not taking that car off the speedway. No caution flag as he's down in on the apron and off the racing surface. So luckily enough, we do not have that caution flag coming back out. Now you see that car disappear. I'm not sure if he ran into internet connection issues or what might have happened there, but he was having a great run just outside the top 5, and all of a sudden Curtis Kelly down and out of this race. So we do see the 66 of Colin Butts down pit side. Corey Buchanan also on pit road in the 19 ride. Heavy damage for both of those drivers. Trying to get those cars repaired, trying to hopefully get back out there onto the racetrack here this afternoon. But I think their odds and chances here going multiple laps down to win this race are going out the window. But we'll see if they can jump back out there, have some more fun here this afternoon as Alex Coffey continues to lead the way. Braxton Louise holds on to that second position once again as the Bennett number 5 ride sits right there in position number 2. Blaine Wilson, Victor Pfluger, Noah Miller, our top 5 out there on the racetrack is Austin Avery. They're in position number 6 with Russell Peets. They're in 7th now with Christian Marcelli. Marcelli, unfortunately, started at the back of the pack. This 22 ride has got some speed under the hood here of that beautiful P-Lab machine. I don't know if that's EP-Lab or P-Lab machine, but nonetheless, that ride is working his way to the front of the field here as he is currently sitting in the 8th position. Started at the back of the pack. He's up 19 spots on the racetrack, and currently our hard chargers, we do see that caution flag fly, and that is the end of stage number 1 here this evening. Stage number 1 coming to a close, so another yellow flag, another opportunity for these drivers to head down pit road, get some changes done to their car, try to work on the setup a little bit, maybe get some tires, some fuel, or whatever they desire down pit road, and get ready to rumble here for the next 60 laps as stage number 2 will come to a close on lap number 100, and then we see a 100-lap race to the finish line here this evening as Edward says, Edward says, I liked rooting my best friend Dylan York, rooting on his best friend Mr. York out there on the racetrack. As here we go, we do see drivers headed down pit side here as York currently sits back in position number 13. Beautiful looking ride out there on the speedway as the Vortex Sim Sports, the elite number 9 machine, sits there in position number 13. We'll see if he can gain a couple spots here under this caution flag. Is the 30 ride. Orion Gillette not coming down pit road. We'll see Daniel Lawless. I don't know how he pronounces that. Lawless, something like that. Joshua Whitfield also not coming down pit road, and the number 48 of Cameron Craighead also not coming down pit side here. So the Coca-Cola Company 48 ride staying out there on the racetrack, as well as you did see the 66 back out there on the racetrack. Good to see Colin Butts back out there as the Sadie Chevrolet slides back out there onto the speedway. That Days of Thunder ride looking good out there on the speedway is coming out of pit road, still hanging on to the race. Actually, I think the first car off of pit lane was this number 98, Austin Avery. Avery coming down pit road, getting a quick pit stop in right there, and he'll come out with what would have been the race lead, but will line up in position number 4 as Alex Coffey, Braxton Louise, Blaine Wilson, Victor Pfluger, Noah Miller, and Christian Marcelli now going to round out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Ken Zamus there in position number 11 with Russell Peets back there in position number 12. Travis Roberto back in 13 with Patrick Metrovics there in position number 14. Ryan Peters, Dylan York back in 16th with Lucas Wilson there in 17th. George Buck, Tommy Thompson, David Goodman rounding out our top 20 here on the racetrack with Curtis Rogers, Joshua Whitfield getting that wave around the 60 ride, going to stay on the lead lap. He'll line back up in 22nd. We do see Curtis Kelly rolling back out onto the racetrack. The 25 back out there as well. Still a little bit of front end damage there for that 25, but unfortunately finds himself a few laps down here in that Tractor Supply Company number 25 machine. Colin Butts also a few laps down, scored in 22nd with Corey Buchanan down pit road, and the 21 of Owen Bridges down and out of this race off the racetrack in the 21 machine. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, we do have a new race leader as the 30, Orion Gillette, gets ready to go back to green flag racing. Is down through the Geico restart zone. We are back to action here with the Octane Outlaws here this afternoon from Richmond Raceway as Ryan Gillette continues to lead us down and out at corner number 2, down the back straightaway, looking to try to run away with it, but quickly see Alex Coffey Coffee up into position number 3. Braxton DeWeese right there with him, but Ryan Gillette will lead another lap here this afternoon at Richmond Raceway. As the 48 right now has Coffee down low. Coffee looking to make his way underneath that Coca-Cola Company number 48 machine. He's now feeling that pressure from the 5 right of Braxton DeWeese as DeWeese trying to work himself up into that 3rd spot as the caution flag will fly here once again. So the caution flag going to come back out here in this one. I'm not sure where this caution flag may have been thrown or who it may have been for. I don't see any drivers running into problems here. Somebody had to have been spun around. Somebody must have had an issue or potentially debris out there on the racetrack. As I see anybody running into problems here. No caution flags out there on the racetrack. See if we can get another look back here. We don't see anyone really going around right here, which is odd. Normally we see something happen. Oh, there we go. The 0-5 ride. Potentially running into problems here. Ryan Peters, let's take a look here at that Monster Energy number 5. Yeah, see him sliding here through the corner, and our officials making the quick call. Race control up on board as you do see the shot right there into the back bumper. That's what gets this started. So the 4 ride ends up giving a big bump to the back end of this number 191 machine, and unfortunately, as he gets bumped, he washes down the racetrack, bounces off that 0-5 of Ryan Peters. Peters now slideways there through the corner, almost coming to a stop, but the officials making a quick call, throw that caution flag out, allowing everyone else to get stopped and checked up and not get tore up into that one as well. So good piece of driving right there. A good piece there for the ZFG Esports 191 of Russell Peets to get checked up there, keep himself pointed in the right direction. And unfortunately for the Terrifier 3 number 4 ride in that piece of that 191 machine, potentially creating some bad blood out there, as I'm sure Russell Peets did not like that contact there to the back end, and I'm sure that 0-5 of Ryan Peters not going to be very happy about it either, as that definitely set him back a little farther in the field. Lost about 5 or 6 positions right there, and now going to have to get lined back up once again. Is out in front. It is that 30 ride of Ryan Gillette who continues to lead the way. So Gillette out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. As Silent Scope says, I liked rooting for my big brother, Ryan Gillette. Yes, sir, let's go. That's what we like to see right there. Everyone coming in, showing the big love here with the likes, the comments, the shares. Any of the viewers coming in, hitting that subscribe button or follow button, whether or not it's over on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in and showing the love here this afternoon as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We get ready to duke it out here once again as the lights will turn off that time. So lights turned off the official iRacing pace car, and we get ready to go back to battle here. Can Gillette hold him off? But Coffee, he's been showing a lot of speed. That 54 has been very, very fast all afternoon. He's led a lot of laps here and was quickly working his way up through the traffic in that 5-6 graphics number 30 ride. Ryan Gillette gonna have to try to hold him off. Unfortunately, the 48 at Cameron Craighead had nothing for him. Gave up that second position, but was in the midst of trying to hold off that 5 ride on Braxton DeWeese when the caution flag was thrown. As here comes that 798 ride as well, the 10-point ride right there in position number 5. He's surrounded by the 18 and the 20 ride, the Dig Esports machines of Blaine Wilson and Victor Pfluger. As here you go, green flag back out, the 30 ride, another good launch, another good restart, sends it down into corner number 1, looking to try to keep all these drivers back there at bay. Comes up the racetrack, clear of that 54 ride. Coffee kind of sitting where he's got nowhere really to go. Can't quite come down the racetrack, but right now can't quite find the speed that he needs there through the middle groove, but gets a great run out of corner number 2. Drives it deep down low here, and he's looking to the inside of Gillette. So door to door for the top spot once again, as here comes Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese right there ready to bounce as well. He'll look down low. He'll get to the inside of that 30 ride. Unfortunately, Gillette going to slide a little farther backwards. Now the 48 ride right there as well. Now he's in a very interesting position here. Could potentially be in a tough spot. Could get freight train, could get contact. Look out, the 30 ride washes up the racetrack, somehow saves it, keeps that car pointing the right direction. No caution flag. Everyone able to keep it rolling here. We did see that 0-5 of Ryan Peters. Unfortunately, he's sliding around. See what that 0-28 look out, ladies and gentlemen, as the caution flag will come back out, as that was an emergency landing right there for the Delta Airlines 028 rider Travis Roberto, as he had to get checked up. Everyone sliding around here coming out at corner number 2 as they saw the initial contact with that 30 right side go up towards the outside fence, and then we see that 05, unfortunately, in the middle of about 3-4 wide here, headed down into corner number 1. Gets a good run here. Back on the throttle. You watch that 05 just comes up the racetrack. Unfortunately, the 14 ride's still there. Doesn't give him any room. Slams up into the 14. Loses the nose himself. Washes down the racetrack. Clips that 028. Roberto, unfortunately, nowhere to go in that PMP graphics. Delta machine has heavy damage there to both drivers as they both go for a couple loop-de-loops, but that's where we see that caution flag fly on the racetrack. And we'll get all these drivers loaded back up, stacked back up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. A few drivers elected to come down pit road, so this is interesting. A few drivers staying out, a lot of drivers staying out, but a couple drivers coming down pit side. Blaine Wilson down pit road. We do see Daniel Lolis out there as well. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm probably getting it completely wrong. Daniel Lolis out there in that number 14 ride, also coming down pit side, looking to probably get some of those repairs done to his car. We do see Ryan Peters in the Jordan Monster Energy 05 also down pit road here, as still see Corey Buchanan down pit side. Tons of front end damage to that car. I think he may be done for the afternoon, as we see the 66 looking to come back down pit lane as well. Has a little bit of right front damage again on that City Chevrolet ride, so more tough brakes, more tough hits there for Colin Butts as he has back down pit road looking to get that thing repaired here again on the racetrack. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. We're going to get a quick caution break in here and a quick commercial break in, so from our sponsors over at Prestige Enterprises.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focuses are custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Alrighty, as we get ready to rumble here once again, the lights are once again turned off. The official Iowa Racing pace car will get ready to go back to green flag racing here again this afternoon. As once again it is Coffey out in front. Alex Coffey continue to lead the way, but Braxton DeWeese right there to his outside, as we do see Austin Avery now into position number 3. Cameron Craighead there in 4th, in the 20 ride of Victor Pfluger up inside the top 5 as we get another good launch. That inside lane seems to be firing off well as he tries to slide up in front of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese quickly crosses him over, jumps down low, now looking to the inside of our race leader. Door to door down the back straightaway in that corner number 3, the 54, looking to clear the nose and just barely gets in there and able to stay in front of that 5 right as Braxton DeWeese, a perfect restart right there, giving the 54 a run for his money here this evening as Austin Avery sits back in position number 3 on the speedway. Avery trying to hold on to that spot as the 48 of Cameron Craighead sits there in that 4th position. Victor Pfluger there in 5th, looking to try to get around that 48 ride as the 48 gets a little piece of the outside fence. The Coca-Cola ride already with a little bit of right front damage. Now hangs that 20 ride of Pfluger. Down low, Pfluger looking to make the move in, looking to clear this 48 down the back straightaway. Looks like he will make that pass, so move Pfluger now into 4th. Craighead back into that 5th position. Noah Miller there in 6th with Ken Zemas back in 7th. Christian Marcelli there in position number 8 of 19 spots here for the P-Lab number 22 ride as he rolls in position number 8 with Ryan Gillette right there behind him, the 30 machine. They're just inside the top 10 as Curtis Kelly getting a couple lucky dogs and working his way back onto the lead lap here for the 5-hour energy number 71 machine. A couple lucky breaks there, a couple quick caution flags, and for Curtis Kelly right back into the thick of things here this this evening as his Toyota steamrolling back up towards the front of the field, just back inside the top 10. As Patrick Metrovic back there in position number 11 with Russell Peets there in 12, trying to hold on to that spot as the 9 ride of Dylan York and a steamroll around that 191 machine, and they're 3 wide right there behind him. Oh, baby, look out, things are getting tight. Joshua Whitfield getting up the racetrack right there over the nose of Blaine Wilson. Wilson trying to stay true to it as we see a little contact back there behind him. Look out, we did see a couple drivers turned around here on the back straightaway, and I do believe we will see the caution flag come back out. So the caution flag back into the air. Watch the 7 ride, the Hoosier McConey setup shop number 7 at Tommy Thompson. Tommy in the 95 make contact right there, and that gets him sideways on the racetrack. Stopped everyone else doing a great job to avoid contact, as that was definitely a close one for that 13 machine. But take another look at it here, get another angle at this contact. As unfortunately, 95 just gets in there a little too deep. You see those wheels turn hard to the left. Unfortunately, that car with all the momentum just pushes up the racetrack, makes the contact there into that left rear quarter panel. Spins that 7 right around. Luckily enough, not too much damage into the outside fence, and luckily enough, no one else slamming into the side of him as the 13 of David Gudmont came in there. He got very, very close to making contact. Let's see if we can play this back and see from the perspective of this 13 ride and how close this was, as he almost made some pretty heavy contact. Doesn't see it. All of a sudden, there's that car spun around. There's the drive down low, and woo, baby, just able to get low enough to avoid additional contact right there. So lucky break there for the 13, lucky break for the 7 ride, not getting cleaned out right there as Luke Wilson does take his Republic of Gamers 95 ride down pit road to get some repairs here, get some fresh tires, and he looks to roll back out there onto the racetrack as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing once again. A lot of restarts. We talked about this early in the show, that there could be a potential of a lot of contact out there on the racetrack. There could be a lot of back and forth, side by side, and sometimes when you get kind of more single file, sometimes you just gotta give these guys a love tap, move them up and out of the way. But that's a very fine area right there, giving a driver a tap on the back bumper to try to move them up the racetrack, get them a little loose, or getting those rear tires spinning. When you normally do that here at Richmond, being such a tough racetrack, you know, that bump doesn't take a whole lot, and you can spin a driver around in a quick hurry. And unfortunately, we've seen that a couple times here so far this afternoon. Drivers just getting in a little too deep, making that contact with the back end of the driver in front of them, and all of a sudden they just lose control of their car. They can't hang on to it. The rear end just kind of breaks loose, breaks free, no traction, and around they go, and another caution flag. So cautions definitely breed cautions here at Richmond Raceway. Luckily enough, we haven't lost too many drivers here this evening, as we do see Ryan Peters off the racetrack. I do believe Colin Butts also now off the racetrack. The 19th still down pit road. That is Corey Buchanan, who's down pit road, and Owen Bridges also off the speedway. So it looks like we have lost a couple drivers out there on the racetrack. At least 4 drivers potentially down and out of this race. Some more drivers still with some pretty good damage on their race cars as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us know right now in the comment section who you're cheering for, who you want to see up in victory lane at the end of this afternoon's festivities as we edge closer and closer to our checkered flag. The halfway point just around the corner, and our second stage quickly coming to a close in this race. Quickly getting closer and closer to seeing that checkered flag fly as Alex Coffey, another great restart, looking to try to hold off that 5 right of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese sticking right there to his back bumper, barely giving that Monster Energy 54 ride any room to breathe out there on the racetrack. And all these restarts, he's really shown that he's got that short run speed. Takes a good look down to the inside. It looks like Braxton DeWeese trying to take this race lead back away, and out at corner number 2, he will hold on to that top spot as we will see the caution flag fly. We'll have to wait and see where the NASCAR iRacing officials will score these drivers, and Braxton may be the control car and our new race leader here this evening. As oh, brother, this way, oh man, this one may have taken out a couple of good competitors. The 30 ride of Ryan Gillette getting tied up in this one. Dylan York, Lucas Wilson, Tommy Thompson, all potentially getting some damage here as there's the contact. And oh, heavy contact. Man, tough break right there. Heavy contact for Ryan Gillette. Heavy contact for Dylan York. These two heading down into corner number 3. Now, I'm not sure what happens here to this number 30 run. If he gets a little contact or just gets in there a little bit too deep. Looks like he just gets in there a little too deep here. The car just straightens out. Just doesn't seem like it wants to turn there, and then the contact between him and the 9 ride drives them both up the racetrack hard up into the outside fence. Heavy damage there for Gillette, heavy damage for York, and unfortunately it looks like we're going to get a couple more drivers that are going to slam in here as well. As there's the 14, the 95, they're tied together. They're trying to get checked up here. Unfortunately, looks like the 95 getting in a little too deep here, not getting checked up in time as they are wrecking. 14's getting checked up. He's trying to avoid it. The 95 trying to roll down low underneath it with speed. Unfortunately, comes in a little too hot. Gets a piece there of that Carolina number 14 ride. Slams him up and into that 30 ride. The 7 going to get a little damage there, as well as heavy front end contact for the 14. Heavy damage for the 95. You see the 9 and the 95 getting more contact there down and out of corner number 2. And a lot of tore up race cars down here through corner number 1 and 2 on the racetrack. And for some of these drivers, that could be the potential night over. Again, oh man, just heavy hits here for a lot of these cats, man. Tons of damage there for the 30, tons of damage for the 14, the 95, the 9 ride. That could have definitely just cleaned out a lot of the rear of the field here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That may have just ended the night for a lot of drivers, as we do see Ryan Gillette down pit road getting repairs done to his car. You see the 14 rider Daniel Lawless down there as well. Lawless down there as well. We see Dylan York down pit side. Lucas Wilson down pit road. All getting some heavy, extensive repairs done to their race cars. And right now, it looks like our bottom 8 competitors on the racetrack potentially out of this race. Here comes that 14 ride. He is going to try to roll back out there. Looks like he is going to lose a lap here at least, as there goes our pace car right there. So he's at least going to go a lap or potentially multiple laps down here on the racetrack, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. It is Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese will hold on to the top spot here for the restart. So Braxton, our pole sitter, back out in front, leading the way here this afternoon, as we're about 25 laps away from seeing that that caution flag come back out here again, as Low Country Racing says driver of the 19 here. Car is done, motor blown. Oh no! No, brother, that's a tough break right there, Low Country. As we go back to Green Flag Racing. Quickly, the 5 run of Braxton DeWeese back onto the lap pedal with 25 laps here before our stage break. So the stage break just around the corner. These drivers, there is still a lot of racing left to be had. There are still a lot of laps, a lot of opportunities to either race your way towards the front, or for other drivers to potentially make those mistakes or run into those problems and move out of the way, as Low Country says no contact. Brakes caused it to snap on me. Oh no, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, man. There's a lot of drivers, unfortunately, that are having a tough break here in this one. We do see that 19 ride still down pit side. Yeah, heavy front end damage from early in the race there for Corey and for the Low Country Racing machine. He's been down and out of this race for a long time, and he's potentially joined down behind pit wall by a lot of other drivers, as Edward says, oh my God, so sorry, Dylan. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of drivers that are probably not very happy right now, as we do see the caution flag come back out here again. So the caution flag going to come back out here once again. Looks like potentially George Buck in the 28 ride, the Helveline machine, just down onto the apron here. Gets sideways, slides on the racetrack, and just enough for the race control to see it happening. Pulls that caution flag out of the back pocket and brings the yellow flag back out once again. As we saw earlier, I believe the 13 ride ended up on the apron as well. When you roll through the center of the corners on corner exit, these cars, they really lose that balance. They lose that grip when you go down below that yellow line here. And unfortunately, the 28 ride finds out the tough way right there. That car sideways on the racetrack. Everyone doing a great job, able to keep them pointed in the right direction and keep on rolling right there and keep themselves out of trouble as well on the racetrack. As another caution flag is coming cautions continue to breed cautions here this afternoon. Vortex Sim Racing says 30 just destroyed me. Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, some tough contact there for you, man. That was a tough hit, tough contact. We looked back at it a couple times. I'm not sure what might have happened or what may have transpired there for Ryan Gillette. I don't know if maybe like his wheel disconnected or something. Looked like he was sending it in down low underneath of you pretty easily. Didn't seem like there was really any too much room or net code or anything else, and everything seemed to be fine. Maybe just getting in there a little bit too fast, a little bit too hot, and the car just does not want to turn. And you see those front steering wheels, man, it just doesn't even look like the wheel turns at all. Let's see if we can jump on board here once again with that 30 ride in the 5.6 graphics number 30 machine of Gillette. As we don't want to put them on blast here, as racing things happen, but take a look at the steering wheel. It seems like the steering wheel, it's turned right here. Still turn. He's trying to get up. Yeah, I just think he gets in there a little too hot, unfortunately. Just a little too fast right there. Can't get it checked up, can't get it turned. He was in the middle of the shift, and unfortunately, as that happens, as he's trying to keep that car turning, trying to get it to turn down the racetrack, for Dylan York, nowhere for him to go, and unfortunately, he gets a piece of him. Doesn't help out the situation as 30's not turning. He's going up the racetrack. The 9 ride obviously not expecting it. And both drivers just come together right there. The 9 try to turn left. The 30 cannot turn left, and then just up over the nose of the 9 ride. Drives them both up into the outside fence. Heavy damage there for both of them. That was our previous caution flag, and 2 tough competitors, unfortunately, down and out of this race, and a lot of other drivers in this also getting some heavy damage there as well. The 95, the 14 getting some pretty good damage contact in there as well. The 7 getting just checked up enough, maybe a little bit of damage there to the front end of the 7, but a lot of drivers tore up here this afternoon, and that's a tough breakout there as the 30's brakes blocked up and couldn't correct, and he says it's on him. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, that's just tough racing out there, man. That's just hard, tough racing. Sometimes you just get in there a little too hot. You get into a little bit of wheel brakes, the brakes locking up or anything else, and not getting any of that turn, and you have that driver to your outside. I mean, it sucks so much for the 9 ride of York, but unfortunately, that's just short track racing, and when things like that happens, it's tough to see. It sucks to happen, but it's part of racing, man. And unfortunately, I feel like there's a lot of drivers that are going to be fairly unhappy with how things have went so far this afternoon. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are still back there behind pit wall wondering what in the world is going on. The 14 ride, the 95, they are now down laps, and they're ran into some tough breaks, and Ryan Peters, Colin Butts, Corey, all these guys, man, just unfortunately running into some bad luck this afternoon. It's Braxton DeWeese continuing to lead the way as we are back to green flag racing here. So the number 5 ride continuing to show these drivers how to get it done, as we did see Ken Zemas running into some problems here. The 90 ride unfortunately went down off the apron there. Luckily enough, able to catch it, keep it pointed the right direction, and it's the ZFG Esports. And number 90 keeps on rolling back there in the 17th position as George Buck there in 18th, and the 25 ride of James Lindsay, even with that front end damage still on the Tractor Supply Company. The TSC number 25 ride still rolling up inside the top 20 here, and hasn't really came down pit side for those repairs yet. So that's interesting, as we do see the 20 ride having some problems here as well. Let's play this back. Heavy left front damage here for Victor Pfluger. Pfluger running into a problem. Looks like he loses it coming out of corner number 2. Oh, brother, that's a tough break right here for Pfluger. Pfluger gets loose, comes down over the nose of Curtis Kelly, makes hard contact there with the inside fence down on the apron, gets that car rolling here. Unfortunately, no caution flag. We keep it clean and green, and for the 20 ride, heavy left front damage. Hopefully not too much damage there for him, as we do see Ryan Gillette getting back out onto the racetrack. So we do see Gillette jump back out there. Good to see Gillette rejoin the field and get rolling here once again. Looks like he's trying to get that car still up the speed down the back straightaway. I'm not sure if he's going to get it rolling out there again or if he's going to come down pit road. Nope, looks like he's got her back up and onto the speedway there, so we'll keep it clean and green. The 30 ride rejoins the field back in 22nd. as Braxton DeWeese continuing to lead the way, continuing to try to show us drivers how to get it done here in this one as we head down across the start-finish line. And we see only about 11 more laps here left in this second stage this afternoon. We did see the 54 ride pick up stage win number 1. Braxton DeWeese was right there behind him, but, you know, as the runs kind of went on, the 54 ride showed a little bit more speed, a little bit more pace. The 5 started to fall off there as Braxton just trying to keep that 54 back there at bay. We'll have to wait and see in these closing laps if the 54 can get back out in front of that 5 ride and potentially sweep both stages here this evening. As these drivers continue to keep on battling out there on the racetrack, it's Noah Miller who now finds himself in that Rebel Bourbon number 8 machine in position number 3. Blaine Wilson in the Tillies number 18 ride back there in position number 4. Austin Avery back there in the 798 ride. The 10-point machine rolls there in that 5th position with the 5-hour energy number 71 of Curtis Kelly there in position number 6. Christian Marcelli there in position number 7 with Travis Roberto in the Delta 028 rolls there in the 8th position. The 4 ride of Mitrovics there in that 9th position with Russell Peets rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Joshua Whitfield there in 11th with Ken Zemas there in 12th. Curtis Rogers back in 13th with Cameron Crankhead. Tommy Thompson, George Buck, Victor Fluger, the 25 of James Lindsay, rounding out our top 18 as the 13, the Cure MS, the multiple sclerosis awareness ride down pit road here. Heavy left front damage for him as well. Looked like he may have unfortunately lost the handle of that car, went down into the inside fence, and now making a green flag pit stop here with heavy damage on that 13 ride as Daniel Lolis will jump into the 19th spot, making his way around that number 13. He's looking for a couple more caution flags and a couple more opportunities to get that car repaired and trying to get that 14 back onto the lead lap, as right now he is the first driver a lap or multiple laps down and in position for that free pass here this afternoon. As out in front, this battle continuing to brew as we inch closer and closer here to the end of stage number 2 this afternoon. Will the 54 try to make a run for it? You see those brakes and a little bump right there. He's giving a shot to the back end of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese able to hang on to it there, keeps that car rolling, but a good run on the corner exit here. Now down low in the 54, looking for the race lead. Braxton DeWeese up high. It is Coffee down low, gets a little loose on corner exit as they drag race back down the back straightaway. Braxton DeWeese up high. Alex Coffey down low, door to door, down and out of corner number 4, down across the line, give the advantage right there by half a nose to the 5 right of Braxton DeWeese. But that inside lane may pay dividends as the 54 looks to kind of complete that race lead here. He's looking to try to take it away from that 5 ride, but man, DeWeese, he's showing some great speed, some great resilience, rolling that outside lane. We saw that quite a few times here this afternoon, especially on the restarts, that he can run just as fast laps there in that middle groove, is down low against that yellow line, and right now he's proving it as they continue to battle door to door as we inch closer and closer to the end of stage number 2. Down the back straightaway into corner number 3, nice and easy down and out of corner number 4. Lap 99 up and onto the board. We're going to get about 2 more laps left here until we see that stage break, and still able to hold on to the race lead is this 5 right of Braxton DeWeese, as DeWeese continues just to hold that outside lane to perfection, as this is the best battle out there on the racetrack, the battle for the race lead and the stage win here in our first race with the Octane Outlaws. Is down across the line. Braxton DeWeese will lead another lap here this afternoon, and now once again will clear that 54. So DeWeese will be able to block that 54 ride, but he's getting a big run here. Maybe one more shot, one more opportunity down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Do we see a shot to the back bumper of the 5 ride? The 54 can't quite get there, as out of corner number 4 we will see that caution flag fly as stage number 2 comes to a close, and it's Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese with that second stage win here this afternoon. What a run and what a battle here between Braxton DeWeese and the 54 of Alex Coffey. There's Noah Miller coming home there in third. We see Blaine Wilson there in fourth. Curtis Kelly there in fifth with Austin Avery. Christian Marcelli there in position number 7. Mark Kelly there in position number 7 with Travis Roberto, Patrick Mitrovic, and Joshua Whitfield rounding out our top 10 here at the end of stage number 2 as Kelly Coffey says dig cheering on that 54 ride of Alex Coffey out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately for Alex, coming up just one spot shy of sweeping our stages here this evening is Ron Zirk. What's good, Mr. Zirk? Zirk coming in, dropping that like on the stream. What's good, Ron? Ron coming in, showing the love here in this one. What's good, brother? How you doing? How was your Friday afternoon going, brother? Hopefully you're having yourself a great day. As we'll see these guys head down pit road. They'll get ready for some pit stops here and potentially see a change of the race lead as it looks like Joshua Whitfield going to stay out here. Will move out of that number 60 ride. We'll see if he decides to come down pit road next time by or not as the 5 down into that first pit stall. He's going to get ready for his pit stop here, making sure that the crew goes to work, gets it jacked up, trying to get that car rocking and rolling, trying to get it ready to go to battle here once again as I don't see any of those guys in here. Let me see here. We're going to see if we can pull one of these drivers into the chat here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can get the 028 ride. There's Travis Roberto. Let's get Travis up here, see if he's got some words for us. This is the guy that messaged me earlier today about doing the series. So let's see if we can get him up here, see if we can get something going, and see if he's got some words to say about today's festivities. Hey, Travis, Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you, man. How's it going?
Not too bad. Travis, so far this race been a little bit back and forth for you in that 028 ride. A couple issues out there, but still looking pretty good out there on the racetrack, man. Who, take us through this race so far. What are you seeing? How is it feeling out there on the speedway? How do you think this final 100 laps is going to go?
I just needed to go longer stretches here. I think I can save tire early. Has been pretty conservative, but with all these cautions, it's just getting eaten up in the restarts and been passive. But we'll see how it pans out these last 100 laps here. Well, 96, I guess, to be exact.
Yeah, absolutely. They're clicking down in a quick hurry here this afternoon. But, man, so far some great racing, some crazy action out there. And I know you were one of the guys that, put this all together, that made this whole series possible. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for, being a part of the Octane Outlaws and making this Grand Slam series what it is here today?
Well, everyone that joined it, and of course the admin group that's been putting together work here for the last month or so, and anybody that patronizes it, we appreciate it, and we look forward to not only this season but hopefully many to come.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Travis, we're going back to green flag. I'll pull you back up there, man. Good luck, have fun, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the night.
Thanks, buddy.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Travis Roberto, as Roberto giving us a good rundown right there as we go back to green flag racing. The 028 back onto the lap pedals out in front. It is the 60 ride of Joshua Whitfield. Whitfield did not come down pit road, and he may be paying that price as he washes up the racetrack. A little contact back there behind him. Look out, Travis Roberto. Maybe the announcer's curse here. Look out, the 4 ride of Patrick Mitrovic. Also running into some problems right there. Some pretty good contact down the back straightaway. No caution flag. We keep it clean and green as the Monster Energy 54 of Alex Coffey jumps back out in front. Coffey once again leading the way here at Richmond Raceway. As Braxton Deweese there into position number 2 with Blaine Wilson there in third. Here comes Curtis Kelly and Austin Avery, though, trying to race their way up towards the front of the field. As Caster places racing for S&M right now. Let's go, brothers. Oh, Braxton Deweese turned around. Caution flag out there on the racetrack is one of our front runners. Ends up with heavy right front damage. Let's take a look back and see what happens as Braxton Deweese going around right here. How did this just unfold? Braxton sends it down into corner number 1. Looks like he may just lock him up right here. The rear end just steps out, trying to save that car. Unfortunately, a little overcorrection right there as the car slideways down through corner number 1, and he loses that thing, and that gets hard up into the outside fence. Heavy damage here for one of our top competitors this afternoon. Watch that car. The rear end just stepping out. He's trying to save it, trying to get it pointed back in the right direction. Unfortunately, snap hooks up into the outside fence. Heavy right front damage there for Braxton DeWeese. For DeWeese, his afternoon may have just come to a close. His opportunity to potentially win this race may have just went out the window. Let's take another look at this car as he's just going to get in here, and it's just going to start to step out on him. He tries to save it once, twice, and unfortunately, that overcorrection just snaps it up the racetrack. Is there, saves it. Man, that's a tough hit right there. Tough hit for the Interstate Ford number 5 ride as Braxton DeWeese slowly down the back straightaway. We'll head down pit road looking to try to get that thing repaired, but that's heavy right front damage, and that crew may have to be down there for multiple laps here, and unfortunately for Braxton DeWeese, he may end up going multiple laps down here on pit lane as here comes our race leaders down and out of corner number 4. And if he doesn't get rocking and rolling here quick enough, Braxton DeWeese will at least go a lap down. We'll see if he puts it into gear here and drives out onto the speedway before our pace car passes him. As I know that crew is going to work. They are slamming away at that 5 ride. And unfortunately, there he is. He does go a lap down. So Braxton DeWeese, his opportunity this afternoon may be out of the way here in this one. As Silent Scope says, can you bring the 30 into the broadcast booth? I would like to hear what my brother has to say about how this race is going. Not right now, maybe later throughout the race here, throughout it. We tend to not bring too many drivers up as everyone's talking with teammates and everything else and getting all their plans and everything here in this one. As Kelly Coffey says, Kligerman wins the truck race at Daytona. Kelly, no spoilers. Dang it, Kelly. Kelly just ruined it for all of us. Kelly just ruined it for all of us, chat. What in the world? Kelly, you got to hit that join button now. You got to hit the join button. You got to become part of the Peacemaker members group now over there on YouTube because you just spoiled the race. I was looking forward to those highlights. Don't tell me anything else about the race. Don't tell me anything else about it. I don't want to know if there was a big wreck or something crazy or something wild at the end or throughout the race. Dang it, Kelly. No spoilers, okay? No spoilers. I'll forgive you, though. I'll forgive you. Don't worry. I'll forgive you. It's okay, but yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one right there. And congrats to Parker Kligerman, man. That's awesome seeing him pick up a win, especially there at Daytona. I know last year he was struggling for a while trying to find victory lane. He was back and forth, and happy to see he's able to pick one up here this afternoon as we go back to Green Flag Racing here at Richmond as we get our own series opener, our own Daytona 500 here this afternoon at Richmond Raceway, and right now it's Alex Coffey out in front who is looking to try to run away with this one, looking to try to find victory lane here this evening as Blaine Wilson and Curtis Kelly door to door back there for position number 2 as the laps continue to wind down and we inch closer and closer to the checkered flag here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. So crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite drivers as we crank it up here this afternoon on Peacemaker Gaming. Alrighty, as the caution flag does come out here during our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. Let's take a look back and see what happens here real quickly and see where this caution flag flies. 60 ride going to get loose, unfortunately corrects it, gets up into the outside fence, nowhere to go right there, as that is the 028 ride of Travis Roberto right there. Travis nowhere to go as he slams into the side of that 60 ride. Really good contact, pretty good damage there for him, and Gabriel's trying to get through there. The 7 ride did not get shipped up, and unfortunately for the 7 machine, also slams in there. Tommy Thompson getting damage there as well. So Travis Roberto, Tommy Thomas, and that number 60 ride of Joshua Whitfield running into some problems there, bringing that caution flag back out as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing and continue on with our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up.
Burning rubber, smelling in the air, that's how we live it. Machines roar, engines spitting fire, unforgiving. Tracks hot, lava ties, gripping tight, zero slipping. Moonlit nights, neon light streets forbidden. Octane Outlaws, kings of the band, no pretend. Gloves off, helmets on, rivals round the bend. V8 symphony, metal orchestra, adrenaline blend. Speed demons, night prowling, never got a blend. Fast lane royale, racing through the night. Checkered flag trees, eyes on the prize. Pedals to the metal, hearts in overdrive. Octane Outlaws, we never compromise. Hit stop strategy, fuel up tires fresh. Seconds counting every drop of sweat and vest. Rivals in the rear view, only smoke they catch. Speed king's crown, never not obsessed. Turbo trumpets hearts, beat with nitro veins. Circular dance, grip tight reins. Swerves and drifts, battle scars remain. Victory in our blood, flowing like champagne. Grand slam chasers, war of the beast. Curse we conquer, locking in the feast. High stakes gamble, front to east. Cold steel passion, never rest in peace.
Alrighty, as the caution flag will fly here once again this afternoon in the Grand Slam Series, powered by the Octane Outlaws. As we'll take a look back and see what happens as drivers start to head down pit road here during this caution flag. The 54 of Alex Coffey continue to lead the way. He'll head down pit road, but it looks like Curtis Kelly going to stay out there on the racetrack. So Curtis Kelly looking for that track position, and he's looking to stay out in front as he'll lead that lap. You see Russell Peets also staying out. Here comes Patrick Mitrovic also staying on the racetrack. Same with James Lindsay and Curtis Rogers. So a few drivers electing to stay out here during this caution flag, not come down pit road. Interesting strategy calls. We'll see if that plays out for them as a lot of other drivers, about 10 or so other competitors, work their way down pit road and get some service onto their race cars. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, we will take a look back and see what brings out the caution flag here. I don't even know how many times, but it was the 32 at Curtis Rogers that ended up running into problems here. So Curtis Rogers running about the middle groove here, the 95 down low, and just looks like they're going to run out of room down here through corner number 1 and 2. Let's take another look at it. See that contact as the Octane Outlaws PMP Graphics 32 ride. Not the run he was hoping for, but a good run down low for Lucas Wilson. Lucas gets underneath him there, makes that contact. The 32 sideways, they make contact again. He's still sideways in the 30 ride. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there for that 30 machine as Gillette gets in there, gets a piece of him there, helps him go around. And unfortunately, that's where we see that caution flag fly as the 95 just getting in a little too deep. They kind of run out of room right there. And unfortunately, as they do run out of room, they make contact not once, but twice right there. And that kind of gets them just kind of locked up right there, stuffed on the racetrack. The 30 right, not expecting it, ends up making that contact to help him go around. And that's what brings the caution flag back out here this afternoon as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back. The green flag racing is the 71 of Curtis Kelly. Kelly now leading the way here in this one, as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in and you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do and helps us out a ton. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button. Make sure you guys become part of the Peacemaker family here today. Turn those bell notifications on, that way you never miss it when we go green flag racing here on Peacemaker Gaming and with the Octane Outlaws. As we're down within 70 laps left to go of this race, down to about 65 laps when we go back to green flag racing, 66 here this afternoon. So we're inching closer and closer to that checkered flag. We're drawing to the end of this feature event. Is a good restart there for the 71 ride. Gets a great launch. Is back there behind him, the 25. Not the launch he was looking for. Stacks things up where 2, 3 wide down into quarter number 1. We'll have to wait and see if everyone can make it out of quarter number 2. Still 3 wide here. A little bit of 4 wide. The 25 onto the binders. The 48 trying to find a way through. The 22 and the 4 make heavy contact right there. Patrick Mitrovic hard up into the outside fence. Good amount of damage there for him as we see the 8 right turned around. There goes the 7 as well, as the caution flag will come back out here in this one. So cautions breeding cautions here this afternoon. Let's play this back as things got very broken up in a quick hurry here this afternoon. Things got a little bit wild as on the restart, seemed like the 25 right, who was restarting in that second position here, or third position, just does not get a good launch. The 32 also holding back here. He's supposed to be beside that 25. Unfortunately, he's back a little bit. Did not get the launch that he was hoping for either. He's kind of caught flat-footed as things pick up. Drivers go back to battle. Now the 25 slowed down towards the apron. Everyone trying to figure out a way around him. You see the 8 ride stuck right there in the middle. That's Noah Miller. Miller trying to find his way through the action here. They're 2, 3 wide. And for the most part, he looks like he makes it through there, but then contact back there behind the 18, the 32, and then all of a sudden the 7, 8, 98 makes a little contact there into his left rear quarter panel. The 8, I'm not sure if he thought he was clear of the 798, just getting a good run. Unfortunately, gets a piece of him right there. They run out of racing room. There's that contact. The Rebel Bourbon number 8 ride gets turned around here. He's sideways on the racetrack, and all of a sudden, the 48 ride, the 32, the 18, they got nowhere to go. They see this 8 machine parked sideways right in front of them. Heavy contact there for the 32, heavy contact for the 18. As they get a piece of them, then you see the 8 slam up into the outside fence, and then a bunch of more drivers all of a sudden get tied up in this one. You see the 95, he's trying to get checked up, he's trying to get out of the way here, he gets a piece of him, the 7 gets clipped, he goes around it, as that was going on as well, just in front of everybody else, all the other action we were watching. We saw this contact between the 22 and the 4 riders. The 25 trying to get checked up down low here. It's almost making this 3 wide. The 48, the 22, they all going to try to avoid that 25 ride, and the 22 just tries to take this big run to the outside of the 48. Unfortunately, it's in there a little too hot. Comes up the racetrack, slams into the side of that 4 machine, and for Metrovix, gets hard up into that outside fence. Heavy right front damage there for him. Pretty good damage for both of those drivers as a big caution flag. A lot of drivers getting tore up, and we'll get ready for another restart here this afternoon as Curtis Kelly continuing to lead the way. Kelly out in front with Russell Peets there to his outside in position number 2. The 54 of Alex Coffey rolls there in 3rd with the 798 ride of Austin Avery there in 4th. The 48 of Cameron Crankhead sits in that 5th position with Curtis Roger, Blaine Wilson, the 90 ride of Ken Zemas, the 22 of Christian Macarelli there in position number 9, and then Noah Miller to his outside, the 25 of James Lindsay running at our top 11. Travis Roberto, the first driver, 1 lap down back there in the 28th position, potentially more than just 1 lap down here as well, as Tommy Thompson right there, same lap as him, is there battling here, trying to get back onto the lead lap. Same with Braxton DeWeese. He's trying to get some more lucky dogs, hoping to see some more caution flags. He knows he needs to get back up and around a couple of these drivers, including that 7 ride, to put him back into that lucky dog position. Now just hoping for those yellow flags. As out in front, it is this number 71, the 5-hour energy machine of Curtis Kelly, who leads the way. Kelly out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done, as we do see Travis Roberto head back down pit road. Heavy damage there for that 028 ride. The Delta Airlines machine looks like it is going to emergency land once again back down pit road here during the green flag conditions. That's going to put him more laps down, as there goes our race leaders down and around that 028 who's on pit lane. As Curtis Kelly hanging on to the race lead right now, it is Alex Coffey right there behind him. Now Coffey does have about 30 lap better tires than that 71 ride. Now biting a couple caution flags, a few laps under the yellow flag. It's probably about 20 to 15 laps of green flag racing, the difference on tires between the 71 and the 54. Now, I'm not sure how many tires these guys have behind pit wall or anything else, but the 71 may have an extra set somewhere back there for late in this race. Without coming down pit side during those last caution flags, could open up the door for him to make a late race charge to the front of the field if we get a late race caution flag. As Alex Coffey down low looking to take that race lead back away. Curtis Kelly looks like he's going to roll the outside lane, but I'm not sure if he'll hold off those fresher tires in the 54. And there you go, Alex Coffey back to the point here as he once again leads this race. Curtis Kelly there in second with the 18 of Blaine Wilson right there in position. Number 3 is the Dig Esports crew trying to race their way back up towards the front of the field. And Austin Avery there in 4th with Christian Macarelli there in position at number 5. Then we see Russell Peets, Cameron Crankhead, Noah Miller back there in position number 8 in that 8 ride, looking to jump into 7th as Ken Zemas back there in position number 9. Curtis Roger running out our top 10. Then we see that 25 ride back here, the Tractor Supply Company, the TSC machine of James Lindsay. He rounds out our top 12 here in this race. And then Braxton DeWeese, who was part of the battle here. He was one of those drivers right in the thick of things, battling for what could have been a potential win, as there's contact back there behind him. Look out, the 95 ride right there getting very loose, and Luke Wilson somehow or another able to save that car, keep it pointed the right direction, and keep on rolling there. So the caution flag that potentially could have helped Braxton DeWeese get back towards the lead lap after spending multiple laps down pit side. is just about to fly right there. Unfortunately, no yellow flag. The 5 right going to have to hope for a couple of late race cautions here to try to put him back into contention. He still has some pretty good right front damage on that 5 machine, but car's still looking pretty fast. He's still laying down some great lap times, and if you see 2, 3, 4 more caution flags, could potentially see this 5 right back on the lead lap and right back into the thick of things here this evening. Is down across the line. They'll click off another lap, and we inch closer to only about 50 laps left to go in this race. As Deweese only down 1 lap, so he only needs 1 lucky dog here to help him back onto the lead lap. So Deweese just counting on that caution flag, hoping that he doesn't see any more drivers go a lap down here and take that lucky dog position away from him, as Tommy Thompson also a lap down, rolling back at just about 5 seconds behind that 5 right, as that is the battle for that free pass position. But James Lindsay, he's back here as well. Lindsay, unfortunately, not quite up to speed with everybody else, and already since that restart he has fallen about 13 seconds behind our race leader and could potentially go a lap down here in a quick hurry. And if you're Braxton Deweese, you gotta hope that we see that yellow flag before the 25 goes a lap down, or hope that you can catch that 25 right and pass him and put himself back into that free pass position before the next yellow flag flies. As out in front, it's Alex Coffey. Coffey continuing to lead the way, is down across the line. We do see about 48 laps left to go here in this main feature event as we inch closer and closer to our checkered flag here from Richmond Raceway. A night that was filled with craziness, a lot of wild wrecks, a lot of issues for drivers out there on the racetrack. And late in this race, teammates here at the front of the field, the Dig Esports machines of Alex Coffey in that 18 of Blaine Wilson sit 1 and 2. They got a few car lengths back there behind them, but they do have the fresher tires and potentially their last set of tires on their rides right now, as the number 71 did not come down pit side during the lap 131 caution flag. And all of a sudden, he's got the oldest tires out of anybody inside our top 8 on the racetrack. If he's got that extra set back there behind pit wall, could potentially help him out late in this race with a late race caution flag. Could put him right back into the thick of things, and right now doing a great job hanging with our top 2. Hasn't really let them run away with it, but hopefully not burning those tires up too much if they're on the racetrack, as he may need them, as we may see this go clean and green to the end. The field has been fairly, it's been fairly thinned out here this afternoon, as I do believe we only see about 16, 17 drivers left on the racetrack, maybe 18 drivers. We do see David Gumond back there. He is in position number 19 on the speedway. He is multiple laps down back there in that 13 ride as the MS awareness ride, the multiple sclerosis awareness number 13 ride, scored back there in that 19th position. The beautiful number 30 ride of Ryan Gillette strolls back there in 17th, hoping for more drivers to run into issues and maybe more passes for the 30 ride, more positions here late in the race as Joshua Whitfield also a couple laps down back there in 16th. Lucas Wilson a few laps down, now scored in that 15th position. Victor Pfluger, who's up at the front of the field battling early in this race, finds himself a couple laps down in the Mobile 1 number 20 ride, strolls back there on 14th with Tommy Thompson and Braxton Deweese. 2 drivers that are currently 1 lap down on the racetrack and hoping to try to work themselves back onto the lead lap here late in this race as James Lindsay, he's trying to keep himself on the lead lap out here on the speedway. The 25 ride rolls there in the 11th position, and that brings us up to our top 10 is Alex Coffey leading the way. He's not too far away from that 25 ride of James Lindsay to make it only 10 cars left on the lead lap, but we do see Blaine Wilson, Curtis Kelly, Austin Avery, Christian McRelly there in position number 5 as McRelly rolls there in that 5th position. Cameron Crankhead there in 6th with Ken Zamies there in position number 7. Noah Miller right there looking down to his inside. Russell Peets there in 9th, and you do see the number 32 of Curtis Rogers and James Lindsay They are door to door right now. They are battling still here on the racetrack. This is for the 10th position between the 32 and that 25 right. And now this is only just a couple car lengths in front of our race leader here. As Alex Coffey down into quarter number 1, that battle for that 10th and 11th position. They're just leaving quarter number 2. So our race leader less than a straightaway behind these two. And looks like they got things figured back out. They're trying to stay on the lead lap. They're hoping to see that caution flag fly before they go a lap down. As same with Braxton Louise. Braxton Louise does not want to see those two go a lap down, as that's going to be two drivers he'll have to try to catch and pass and keep himself in this lucky dog position. If they go a lap down and the yellow flag flies, that's two more drivers that could potentially steal that lucky dog away from Braxton here this afternoon. As Braxton rolls there in that 12th position, Alex Coffey out in front. He's making passes on some drivers that are multiple laps down. The lap traffic just being kind and courteous. They're moving down out of the way there of our race leader, as here we go, that 54 is inching closer and closer to the back bumper. The 32 ride unfortunately gets a piece of the outside wall and now will fall a lap down. So Curtis Rogers now in that free pass position. He's the first car one lap down on the racetrack, but we're still running out of time. If we don't see another caution flag, this one may be in the bank for the Dig Esports crew, as Alex Coffey and Blaine Wilson continue to lead the way. They got about 1.1 seconds between themselves in that 71 ride of Curtis Kelly. Kelly sits back there in position number 3, about 2 seconds back. We see our 4th place driver in the 798 ride. It's Curtis Avery there in 4th. Then we see Christian McCrelly there as well. But there's the caution flag. There is the yellow flag that Braxton Deweese did not want to see, as Curtis Rogers in that free pass position. Braxton Deweese did not want to see that yellow flag fly, as the 13 ride, the multiple sclerose, the MS awareness ride, going to run into some issues here. Let's take a look at that 13, and what happens is down the back straightaway. Let's see, he scrubs the outside fence there just ever so slightly. Then down through corner number 3 and 4, down onto the apron. We saw that earlier out of that 13 ride, and a few other drivers as well. You kind of get those left side tires onto the apron right there, and it can just completely throw the balance off of these cars, and around you can go in a quick hurry. Let's take a look here and see right there. Gets onto the apron. The car just loses all traction right there, gets unbalanced and goes around, slides up the racetrack. Luckily enough, no heavy damage for himself or any of the other drivers, but that does bring the yellow flag back out here in this one. Now we do see more drivers head down pit side. Here comes Alex Coffey, Blaine Wilson, Curtis Kelly. They're all headed down pit side here. All of our top 9, top 10 down pit road. Curtis Rogers going to get that free pass, the wave around back onto the lead lap here. So a good break there for the 32. Another lap back here for him, as Braxton Deweese down pit side. Unfortunately not in that free pass spot for the Bennett's 34 ride, the Interstate Ford machine. He's going to come down pit road, going to get some tires and hopefully get some work done to that thing as well if he's got time. Maybe the crew can do a little bit more damage on the damage that's on that 5 ride and see if they can get that car just slightly more fixed up here during this caution break, as we'll get these drivers ready to roll here once again. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing, as Alex Coffey will stay as our race leader here. So Coffey continuing to lead the way now late in this race. Was that our final caution flag, ladies and gentlemen? Was that the final yellow, or do we see more caution flags on the horizon? We still, when we go back to green flag racing, we'll have roughly about 30 laps left in this race. So with 30 laps or so left to go, do we see these drivers running clean and green? Do we see this make it the rest of the way? I don't know if we've been really close to a 30 lap run, but 30 laps, I don't know if we're going to make it that far before seeing another caution flag. It may see a couple more yellows, and binding, the 32 or the 25 or anyone else going a lap down out there on the racetrack, that could bring Braxton Deweese, who's still in that free pass position now, right back into the action now. Obviously, Braxton still with a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if that car is as good as what it used to be, but he is trying to race his way back up to the front of the field. He's trying to get back onto the lead lap and see what he can do here, and he's going to continue to head down pit road himself and get this 5 car fixed up, trying to get every little couple seconds that he can down on pit road to get that 5 ride repaired and back to decent condition, as he's just hoping to see that yellow flag and get that lucky dog and put himself into contention again here this evening. As we get stacked up door to door, we get ready to go back to green flag racing as Alex Coffey out in front. Blaine Wilson there in second. It's Curtis Kelly there in third with Noah Miller, Cameron Crankhead in the 90 ride of Ken Seamies there rounding out our top 6. Christian Macarelli there in position number 8 with the 798 of that is Austin Avery down to his inside. As we go back to green flag racing, it is the Monster Energy number 54 ride of Alex Coffey. Once again, back onto the loud pedal. A great restart as quickly right there behind you see Curtis Kelly able to make the move, get back around that 18 ride as Blaine Wilson slides back to third, the 71 now into second, right there within striking distance of the back bumper of our race leader. As they battle down and out of corner number 4, they'll click off another lap, and we inch closer and closer to the checkered flag here this afternoon as our 200 lap feature event quickly coming to an end here in this one, as Alex Coffey out in front, still showing these drivers how to get it done. He's had to have led the most laps here this afternoon. This car has been a-okay. It's led a ton of laps here at the front of the field, and he looks to continue to keep all these drivers back there at bay and behind him here this evening. As that 54 out in front, we do see the caution flag fly, and that may be the open door for Braxton DeWeese, but I don't think DeWeese was in the free pass position. I believe the 7 rider Tommy Thompson was in that free pass spot as the 5 rider Braxton DeWeese. Oh no, that may be a heartbreaker right there for Braxton DeWeese. So we do see Austin Avery run into issues here. The 798 rider. Let's take a look back here. He's battling door to door with this 48 ride, just out at corner number 4, gets loose, washes down the racetrack, tries to correct it. The car loops around, trying not to wash back up into the racing line right there, just locks it down and comes to a stop there on the front straightaway, and that's where we will see that caution flag fly. So a tough break right there for the 798. Luckily enough, he stays on the lead lap. Doesn't look like any heavy damage, but probably will need a new set of tires there for the 798 ride. And unfortunately for Braxton DeWeese, once again, not in the free pass position, but he will get an opportunity to come down pit road here and get more work done to that 5 ride as the 7 machine, even with his front end damage, he's back up inside the top 10. I do believe he should be getting that free pass and back onto the lead lap here this evening. We'll see that 7 ride shortly, potentially get that wave around, get that lucky dog, and get back into the thick of things. There you go. Everyone down low. Everyone letting the 7 car go by. And Tommy Thompson, our top 10, he now is on to the lead lap and right back into the thick of things here this evening. Braxton DeWeese is going to have to wait for at least another caution flag, in hopes of another caution flag to get back into things. And he's starting to run out of time. A super late caution flag that could put him back onto the lead lap. That's great and all, but it could potentially not give him enough time to race his way back up towards the front and finish with a solid run here this afternoon. So, I mean, good on him, though. Sticking with it, continue to try to get this car repaired as much as possible, trying to keep, right there in the mix of things. And a couple more caution flags, or even just one more caution flag quickly here, could get him back on the lead lap, as we do see Curtis Rogers down pit road. James Lindsay also down pit side here. Looks like the right front and the underneath of that 25 ride is absolutely tore to shreds here. And unfortunately for the Tractor Supply Company ride, he looks stuck. Those rear tires, they were spinning. The front end was not spinning, and unfortunately it looks like he may be bottomed out there in his pit stall. The crew is going to work. They look like they're just standing around right now. Looks like they're dead in the car, maybe dead as well, but he's hoping to get that thing fixed back up and rolling back out there onto the racetrack, as he was not too long ago on the lead lap, but now finds himself a couple laps down and going farther laps down here, still stuck down on pit road. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, if James Lindsay can't get rocking and rolling, Victor Pfluger will like that. Same with Luke Wilson, as potentially a couple drivers that could leapfrog that 25, gain a couple extra spots there on the racetrack. Same with Joshua Whitfield and the 30 right of Ryan Gillette, the 13 of David Guzman, as all these drivers looking to hopefully maybe gain a couple extra spots here before the night is done. As we get them stacked up door to door, getting ready to go back to battle here this evening is Alex Coffey. Down and out of corner number 4, we'll see the green flag flying as he gets to control the pace there and down through the Geico restart zone quickly back onto the loud pedal. Curtis Kelly, a decent restart right there to his outside, trying to hold on to position number 2, but the 18 quickly going to fill that inside lane, and it is the 18 of Blaine Wilson who looks to try to take position number 2 back away from the 71. As here comes that 8 right, Noah Miller right back into the thick of things here this afternoon. The 48 of Cameron Crankhead right there in that battle, as well as the Coca-Cola Company number 48 right rolls there in that 4th position. Behind them, you do see that 22 Christian McCrelly rolls there in that 6th position, but contact back here behind him. The 191 loose out of corner number 4, and that may be the yellow flag that Braxton DeWeese needed. As we watch this 191 ride go around to bring the yellow flag back out, just out of corner number 2, gets on the throttle, the rear end just steps out and around, the car shoots down the racetrack, gets a piece of the 10.798 ride. They're both going to go around hard up into the wall there for that 798 of Austin Amory, as the 4 ride might have got a little piece of them right there as well, but everyone doing a great job trying to work their way through it, trying to avoid any additional contact, as there goes Ryan Gillette, able to just avoid that CFG Esports 191 machine, as the caution flag going to come back out. I do believe getting this free pass, the lucky dog, maybe Braxton DeWeese here. Braxton, have to wait and see, wait for the official word and see this 5 ride. There it is. He does get that free pass up to the high side. You'll get the lucky dog in back onto the lead lap here. So good break for Braxton DeWeese. He's right back into the thick of things. 11 drivers now left on our lead lap here this afternoon. Only about 16, 17 drivers left out there on the racetrack here, as a lot of drivers running into issues. Actually, we do see the Delta 028 of Travis Roberto back out there. So it looks like we got about 19 drivers still rolling here this afternoon. Now, some of them are a little bit worse for wear. Some of them have been completely repaired, like the 028 ride. He's now multiple laps down. The 4 ride also been completely repaired, as the Terrifier number 4 machine, unfortunately, multiple laps down. Same with David Guzman, as he's back there in the 18th position. Ryan Gillette, still a little bit of front end damage here again, and unfortunately for the in-loving memory of John Gillette, number 30 ride, it's back in the 17th position, multiple laps down. Same with Joshua Whitfield, as Whitfield scored back in 16th. James Lindsay, who's down pit side, that car still not moving. He's still trying to get it to roll here. He may just have to tow that thing back to his pit stall, have the crew go to work, and then try to roll back out there. But for James Lindsay, unfortunately, 25 ride, he is falling more and more laps down. As Luke Wilson also multiple laps down, but scored back in the 14th spot. He's got Victor Fluger just in front of him in 13th. Curtis Rogers there in position number 12, as Braxton DeWeese is down pit side, even though he's back on the lead lap. He's trying to get this car repaired, hoping to get every little bit of time that he can use to his advantage. Get that 5 ride back together, as we do see the lights turn back off. The official iRacing pace car. That means we'll get ready here for another restart. Now, do we think that was the caution flag? Do we think that was the final one? Or do we see potentially, you see the 5 ride roll back out there? Still got quite a bit of right front damage here. I think it's going to be tough for him to battle. He may be able to get towards the top 5, but I think trying to get through that top 5, he's going to run into problems with that right front damage, and may not be able to rebound all the way up to the front of the field like we saw him earlier in this race. As man, this has been a wild one. As Coffey has raced with Ken in the past. I think he pronounced his last name Zeems. Zeems, is that how he pronounced it? Okay, thank you for that one, Kelly. Thank you for that one. Zeems. Okay. That may sound more correct. You just never know how people pronunciate them. As we do go back to green flag racing, as Alex Coffey out in front. Coffey looking to try to run away with this one, as back there battling behind him, it's Blaine Wilson and Curtis Kelly door to door for position number 2. As everyone trying to race their way up towards the front of the field, we did see that 48 ride down and out of corner number 2 get very loose, gets loose again there out of corner number 4. Luckily enough, able to hang on to it, keeps that 48 pointed in the right direction, and we keep it clean and green here this afternoon, as a couple drivers wash up the racetrack right there. Everyone sent it in there a little bit too deep, and we do see the caution flag fly here once again. So another caution flag out there on the racetrack. Now, I'm not sure this one came from. I do believe it was in front of these guys. Oh, it's the 22 ride of Christian Markelli here. Is Markelli, unfortunately, down the racetrack into the grass. Oh, bounced it off that inside fence. Heavy damage there for him on both sides here of the 22. For a driver that raced his way from the back of the pack up inside the top 5 here, this 22 rider has been on a mission today, but tries to take a big run to the inside of the 90 of Ken Zeems, as Zeems able to hold him off, but the 22 gets loose, trying to get down and around him. Ends up washing down through the grass into the inside fence. Heavy left front damage, and then up into the outside fence to get that right front damage as well. So the whole front end of this 22 ride absolutely tore to shreds, and that may be the end of his night here, as he's going to be down pit side getting a lot of repairs done. I don't think we'll see him back out there on the racetrack, and before that car is even able to roll again on the racetrack. So more quick caution flags, really making things that much more interesting, and just giving Braxton DeWeese more time down pit road to fix this 5 ride, man. I don't think I've seen someone have as much time as he has down on pit lane to get this thing repaired and try to get that 5 ride fixed up and back out there onto the racetrack. As Silent Scope says, the 30 is having shades of our father. He is racing with a broken steering gear and is still wheeling around the track. Let's go. That's what's up right there. That's a tough one right there. Broken steering gear in that car. That's never fun, man. That's never fun. Having that issue, not being able to correctly get the turn in or anything else, that's tough to rebound and to plan for and to navigate through traffic with. So definitely struggles there, but trying to get every single position, every inch he can. And with the 22 ride now down pit lane for what's going to be an extended period of time, Ryan Gillette is, only 10 or 8 laps down or so. Maybe potentially he can gain that spot back, or we go into NASCAR overtime. Maybe he's able to gain that position as it says 14 laps to go. He's down 16 laps. I think we're going to need a little bit of NASCAR overtime for Gillette to be able to potentially leapfrog the 22 ride, but it could get very, very close for that position. He should be able to pass James Lindsay, as Lindsay's still down pit road, still trying to get that Tractor Supply Company, the TSC machine, rolling out there on the speedway. No luck so far out there, as that car still heavily damaged up as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Another caution flag and another late race restart for these drivers. Oh, brother, this is going to get wild. This is going to get intense. This is going to get absolutely insane. I know each and every one of these competitors up the front of the field, they want to find victory lane. They want to earn the extra cash that's on the line here this afternoon, and they want to pick up this season opening win here this evening. But it's going to come right down to the wire. Who is it going to be? Who will find their way into victory lane? Who will get it done here this afternoon? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us know who you want to see up in victory lane here this evening. Is the 54 back onto the loud pedal, down through the Geico restart zone, the launch that he was looking for, trying to bring his teammate right there with him. As the 18 now trying to make his way around Curtis Kelly, as Blaine Wilson trying to settle into position number 3 as you look back through the field. Here comes that 5 ride. Braxton DeWeese, he's trying to pick and choose. He's trying to make some moves. He's trying to work his way back up towards the battle here at the front of the field. As look out, the 48 out of corner number 4 gets very loose again. This car has been losing that rear end continuously out of the corners. The 48 ride seems to be slipping a lot here. We'll have to keep an eye on him, see if that thing finally decides to go around, or if he can keep it pointed in the right direction here in our closing laps this afternoon. As Braxton DeWeese now up into that 6th position after making the pass around Austin Avery and Russell Peets. Peets now back into that 8th position, but it's Alex Coffey out in front, continue to lead the way. Blaine Wilson there in position number 2 with Curtis Kelly. Back in 3rd, Noah Miller and Ken Zeems rounding out our top 5 here on the speedway. As Zeems rolls there in that 5th position, he's got Braxton DeWeese quickly trying to hunt him down for that 5th position, as Braxton trying to work his way back into broadcast booth here this afternoon, trying to rebound. Already rebounded nicely. His night could have been over a lot of laps ago. It could have been a -20 afternoon. He could have finished outside the top 20 here easily this evening. But the 5 ride sticking with it, sticking true to it, even with that heavy right front damage. He's right back into the battle here at the front of the field, trying to get himself up inside the top 5 with that 5 ride. Is out in front. Alex Coffey continuing to open up that race lead. A couple more car lengths now between himself and his teammate in the Dig Esports number 18, Blaine Wilson. As Wilson trying to hold off the 71 of Curtis Kelly. Kelly trying to hunt him down, gets a little loose there down the front straightaway as Noah Miller sits in position number 4 and looking for more in that Rebel Bourbon number 8 machine. The 90 of Ken Zeems back there in that 5th position with Braxton Deweese, Austin Avery. Then we see Cameron Brackhead, Russell Peets, and Tommy Thompson rounding out our top 10 in the 7 ride. Sitting in position number 11 is the 32 of Curtis Rogers with Victor Pfluger. Lucas Wilson now into the 13th position. Christian Markelli, who's down off the racetrack, scored in 14th with Joshua Whitfield. Ryan Gillette, David Gudmond, Patrick Metrovics, James Lindsay, and Travis Roberto rounding out our top 20 here on the racetrack. As Alex Coffey continuing to show these drivers how to get it done, we inch closer and closer to the checkered flag. Less than 5 laps left to go as we head down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Nice and easy down and out of corner number 4. And for the 54, we see 4 more laps left to go here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 4 more laps. Finding a caution flag in NASCAR overtime here this evening. Does the 54 have what it takes to get it done? He's been super fast. He's been out in front. He's led a lot of laps here this evening. And he's got a couple lucky breaks, not having to deal with Braxton Deweese for a lot of this final second half of the season. And he rolls right there in that 5th position now as Braxton now into that 5th spot. He's worked his way around Ken Zeems back into position number 6 as Braxton now trying to go after Noah Miller for position number 4 as Alex Coffey down the back straightaway. 6/10 of a second. 6/10 now between himself and Blaine Wilson. Wilson having a little bit here, about 3-4 car lengths between himself and Curtis Kelly. As Kelly trying to hold on to position number 3 as here comes Deweese. Deweese is looking down low right there, was trying to see if he could find a hole or a lane underneath that 8 ride. He's trying to size him up to make that move as Alex Coffey down into corner number 3. Nice and easy out at corner number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, down across the line, we see that white flag fly. One more time around here for the 54 machine, and Alex Coffey leads us for the final time down through 1 and out of 2. Down the back straightaway here this evening for our season opener with the Octane Outlaws in the Grand Slam Series. The 54 will lead us down through 3, and out of 4, he will pick up the checkered flag in our series opener win here this afternoon. It's Alex Coffey. Coffey getting it done and picking up the dub here this evening as he'll pull that Monster Energy number 54 up and into the Richmond Raceway victory lane here this evening. A little bit of bumps there onto his back bumper from some of the field here as Curtis Kelly paying respects the 48 ride of Cameron Crankhead, jumping up there to congratulate him as well. As Coffey able to get it done, and now we'll celebrate here on the front straightaway as he gets ready to burn down the house here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's see some congratulations up in the comment section for our race winner, our series opening winner, Alex Coffey. As he burns down the house, gets ready to pick up that checkered flag and trophy down here on the front straightaway, and we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth for their post-race interviews. Post-race interviews coming up next. We'll get our top 3 up here into the booth as Kelly Coffey says, way to go, Coffey, and cheer on Wilson as well. Says, way to go, Wilson, with Blaine Wilson right there in position number 2. We'll hear from our race winner, Alex Coffey, Blaine Wilson, and Curtis Kelly here in just a few more moments. So don't go anywhere as you don't want to miss what these drivers have to say after coming home in the top 3 here this evening as we'll get them up here into the broadcast booth. slowly but surely we'll wait for them to get in here. Hopefully we can pull them up and into their prospective finishing positions, as there goes the motor out of that 54 ride, as celebrating maybe a little too hard right there and expiring a very fast, very good motor in that Monster Energy ride, as the bottom end just decided to fall out of it. So that's all she's going to write there for that number 54, as we'll wait for him to jump up into the Discord here for his post-race interview this afternoon. Man, what a run, what a drive here for this 54 machine. Let's get a nice look at it. Wish we could roll forward just a little bit more, but we'll take it there as he's right down on pit road, ready to jump up here into the booth. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our race winner, Alex Coffey. Hey, Alex, is Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Alex, man, what a run, what a race. Take us back through this one. Is obviously early on you had a lot of tight racing on your hands. You and Braxton Louise back and forth. Obviously, we saw you pick up stage win number 1. Braxton was able to hold you off and pick up win stage number 2. But here at the end, after Braxton ran into some issues hard up into the outside fence, you're able to just kind of keep working yourself back to the front of the field, run away with this one. Obviously, having to deal with your teammate back there behind you, Blaine Wilson, but having Curtis Kelly out in front for a little bit there, and some other drivers taking some different pitch strategies, really mixing things up and really making it a roll the dice for you to try to get through some of that traffic throughout the later portions of this race. But once you get to the front of the field, man, there was no holding you back. You were able to put that power down and race away and keep all these drivers back there at bay here throughout the evening to park yourself up here into victory lane for our first feature winner of the season here at the Octane Outlaws here this season.
Yeah, it was a good race there early on with Braxton. We definitely a pretty even match there. It was good hard racing there for the end of stage 2, and I knew Blaine was going to be quick. Which yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks on the service, so felt pretty good about it. So it's a rhythm-based track. If you can hit the same marks every lap, you'll end up doing all right. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun, a lot of craziness out there, as well as we saw quite a few caution flags, which is normal for a Richmond race here with the NASCAR Cup Series. And here again tonight, a lot of craziness, a lot of cautions unfolding here. And luckily enough for yourself, you're able to keep yourself out of any of the craziness or chaos out there on the racetrack. But take us through kind of your mind here throughout these races. Obviously a longer race with those yellow flags, a lot of restarts, and a lot of different pitch strategies and everything else. How do you keep yourself focused and kind of somewhat entertained out there throughout this race?
Yeah, I mainly do cup cars, so I like the longer races and the strategy that comes with them. It's just being patient, not getting into trouble early, and yeah, just being there for the end and set yourself up with tire strategy and everything like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like the schedule a lot, so I think it'll be a real fun season. Thanks to all the admins for putting it on.
Absolutely. Well, you see you park that 54 right up here in victory lane in our first race of the season. We would just like to thank, man, for such a great run, a great drive, picking up the checkered flag here at Richmond Raceway.
Shout out to you for doing the broadcast. Shout out to Blaine Wilson and Victor Fluger, my teammates on Dig Esports. And also Corey Moore. He's another teammate. He couldn't make it tonight, but he should be here for the other parts of the season. And like I said before, all the admins put it on. And my mom for tuning in and watching.
Absolutely. Well, she was cheering you on all afternoon as Kelly was up there in the comment section cheering you on. And, man, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of great battles. And great to see you be able to put that Monster Energy right up and in victory lane here for the first race of the season as the Octane Outlaws underway. And hopefully more and more trips for yourself, not only up here into the broadcast booth, but up here into victory lane.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. And Blaine Wilson said he was going to, that's my teammate. He said he was going to Austin Dillon me, so I had to try to get away from him before that happened.
Yeah, definitely got to get away from him right there. I'm sure there's a lot of drivers that had that same thought in their mind here this afternoon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner. As that number 54 of Alex Coffey picking up the dub, putting himself up and into victory lane. Man, what a run and what a drive there for Alex Coffey this afternoon. As we'll get ready to pull in his teammate here, Blaine Wilson, in just a few more moments. As could you possibly do an interview with the 30 ride? He is in the Discord if you want to interview him. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, I just don't do random interviews here. We do top 3. He's gonna have to earn it. He's gonna have to earn it out there on the racetrack. So more practice, more good runs, more good finishes. Maybe throughout the middle of a race, maybe we'll pull him up throughout one. But here at the end of the night, man, it's all about our race winner and our top 3 drivers putting on a show out there. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 18 rider Blaine Wilson. Is Blaine coming home in position number 2. Hey Blaine, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Blaine, man, a very solid run here for you this afternoon. A couple times coming up and down throughout the field, trying to work your way up there late in this race, though, and you're able to battle tough there with Curtis Kelly and, Noah Miller and a lot of these fantastic drivers, but you're trying to also, chase down your teammate. You're right there on his back bumper. We heard from him that you were thinking about Austin Dillingham there late in this race, but unfortunately he was able to open up that lead and keep you back there at bay. But take us back through this race and what's kind of going through your mind right now as you sit down there on the front straightaway.
Yeah, it was a good run. This is not one of my best tracks. I don't perform well at this and shorter tracks. This is Coffey's favorite track, and it definitely shows. He puts the work in, and he likes this place. So if I could ever beat him naturally, I got to be a pro or something. So we got work to do, though. He keeps us in line and keeps me wanting to get better. So we had fun tonight.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's fun to chase those guys that are continuously faster than you, but it makes it that much sweeter when you can beat them out there on the racetrack, especially just heads up and not having them, wreck out or run into issues or anything else. So it's going to be fun to watch you and the rest of the Dig Esports team, battle and duke it out here, not only amongst each other, but with all these other amazing drivers here this season as well for all these races, man, which is going to be a lot of fun. And if we see, races like this, minus, a couple handfuls of caution flags, we're going to see some absolutely insane racing.
Yeah, it's going to be good. The schedule is pretty sweet. Honestly, this is the weakest track for me on the whole schedule. It's the one I don't feel the most confident at. So glad that it's over and we were able to perform here. So I was the Season 1 champion of Octane Outlaws, so we got to keep the streak going,
Trying to go back-to-back here in the first 2 seasons after picking up the inaugural championship here. And Blaine backing it up with a solid second-place run here to a teammate in the season opener. Definitely not a bad spot to be. As Blaine, you park it up here in position number 2, back up on the podium, man. Who would you like to thank for doing a great run, a great drive here this afternoon?
Well, thank you for broadcast here. It's always fun to go back and watch this stuff. Look at some films that you can improve on for the future. And shout out to everyone on Dig Esports, Coffee especially, Victor Fluger, and Corey Moore. He couldn't be here. He just had a new child, so that's exciting. But we'll keep digging the rest of the season. And thanks to the admins for throwing the season up and also letting me back in because they had an iRating cap, but that's gone. So now we're free to go. I'm excited.
Perfect. Free to go and right up into position number 2 to start this season. And looking for more good runs. Blaine, we look forward to seeing you back up here in the broadcast booth, not only finishing inside the podium, but also picking up some checkered flags here this season and your hopes to back up that championship from last year.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to talking to you again next week.
Absolutely, Blaine. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane with your teammate.
I'll try. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for Blaine Wilson. As Wilson coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that 18 machine. As Caster Play says, do you think I can join this league or too good? I mean, brother, you can always join leagues. I mean, there's never... I don't know if this is going to work or not. The last time I tried to copy it on my PC, it didn't seem to want to copy the link. Yeah, it doesn't want to copy the link here. I think you're in my Discord, so I might be able to find you over there. If I find you over in my Discord, Caster, I'll shoot it to you. through Discord. Yeah, for some reason, whenever I try to copy the link off Discord, it just says copy the link or something. It's hidden and I can't share it. I don't know why I can't share it. It's hidden. Use copy button. I hit copy button and it copies the words and not the actual invite. I don't understand why that does that. I don't know what's going on with that. But if you look them up over on iRacing, or I don't know where you'd find them on Facebook potentially. I don't know where the Octane Outlaws are really to be found. I can't share that Discord though. I don't know why, but for some reason I can't. I can add you on Discord so you can see me. I think I know I got you in one of the different series or whatever. I can find you in one of those and I'll shoot it over to you, brother. No worries about that. I do have you DM'd, but I don't think it can go through. I'm not sure that one or not. I don't know. I'd have to look. I'd have to look through, and I don't have time for that right now. But I'll get it sent to you, brother. I'll get it sent to you. No problem. No problem. But man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a great run and a great race here all afternoon, man. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. These drivers continue to battle, continue to rock and roll out there on the speedway, but unfortunately that is going to do it for us here this afternoon. Now, unfortunately, our third place finisher here, Curtis Kelly right there in position number 3. We don't have him up here in the Discord right now, so I'm not sure if Curtis had to dip out or just didn't want to join in here for post-race interviews or not. But man, there's a lot of great drivers in here, man. This series is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see a lot of these drivers back and forth and battling here week after week after week. So if you guys don't want to miss any of the amazing action here with the Octane Outlaws or any of our other amazing series here on Peacemaker Gaming, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love here this evening. And I'll catch you all back here tomorrow night for some more racing action, as we'll be back to battle tomorrow evening, as we will have the premium stock car racing league back into battle tomorrow night. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, some more great racing. It's gonna be a lot of fun here in this one, as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for tuning in. As Fabricator X says, the 13 car, what's good, Fabricator? How are you? Says good race as well. Good race to you, brother. Good race, tough race. This is a tough racetrack, so if you think that was tough, or you saw a lot of caution flags or drivers spinning around or whatever else, this is a very tough racetrack with these cars, man. It's very temperamental. You're a little too quick onto the throttle or a little too hard onto the brake, you can spin yourself around in a quick hurry. You hit that apron, you can go around in a quick hurry as well. And unfortunately, it gets very, very tough for a lot of people out there. And unfortunately, we saw that quite a few times here this afternoon for some of those caution flags. And nonetheless, man, still creating some great racing, some great action here for everyone to enjoy. But unfortunately, that will do it for us here this afternoon, and I'll see you guys back here in the next one, as Rooftop Gaming says first race in this league, P13, after lots of trouble. Yeah, unfortunately, lots of trouble out there, Luke. Lots of trouble out there, a lot of beating and banging. There was definitely a lot of issues for a lot of drivers, but you stuck with it, kept on rolling, gained some good spots, and able to finish off the race with a fairly respectable position. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and I'll catch y'all in the next one here tomorrow night. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a run, what a race, what a show. That was a ton of fun. Yo, Fabricator X coming in, dropping that subscribe button, becoming a brand new member of the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker fam here this afternoon. Smashing that subscribe button, coming in, showing the love here in this one. And then we did see Dusty Cordlow White coming in, drop that follow as well over on Facebook. Dusty, welcome to the Peacemaker family. They're on Facebook as well. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're live not only on YouTube but also over on Facebook and Twitch as well. Thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Burning rubber, smell it in the air. That's how we living. Machines roar, engines spitting fire, unforgiving. Tracks hot, lava tires gripping tight, zero slipping. Moonlit nights, neon lights, streets forbidden. Octane outlaws, kings of the bend. No pretend, gloves off, helmets on, rivals round the bend. V8 symphony, metal orchestra, adrenaline blend. Speed demons, night prowling, never got a blend. Fast lane royale, racing through the night. Checkered flag dreams, eyes on the prize. Pedals to the metal hearts, in overdrive. Octane outlaws, we never compromise. Pit stop strategy, fuel up tires fresh. Seconds counting every drop of sweat invest. Rivals in the rear view, only smoke they catch. Speed king's crowned, never not obsessed. Turbocharged hearts beat with nitro veins. Circular dance, grip tight reins. Swerves and drifts, battle scars remain. Victory in our blood flowing like champagne. Grand slam chasers, roar of the beast. Curves we conquer, locking in the feast. High stakes gamble, front to east. Cold steel passion, never rest in peace. Octane outlaws, kings of the bend. No pretend, gloves off, helmets on, rivals round the bend. V8 symphony, metal orchestra, adrenaline blend. Speed demons, night prowling, never got a blend. Fast lane royale, racing through the night. Checkered flag dreams, eyes on the prize. Pedals to the metal hearts, in overdrive. Octane outlaws, we never compromise. Pit stop strategy, fuel up tires fresh. Seconds counting every drop of sweat and vest. Rivals in the rear view, only smoke they catch. Speed king's crown, never not obsessed. Turbocharged hearts beat with nitro veins. Circular dance, grip tight reins. Swerves and drifts, battle scars remain. Victory in our blood flowing like champagne. Grand slam chasers, roar of the beast. Curves we conquer, locking in the feast. High stakes gamble, front to east. Cold steel passion, never rest in peace. Burning rubber, smelling in the air, that's how we living. Machines roar, engines spitting fire, unforgiving. Tracks hot, lava tires gripping tight, zero slipping. Moonlit nights, neon light streets forbidden. Octane outlaws, kings of the bend. No pretend, gloves off, helmets on, rivals round the bend. V8 symphony, metal orchestra, adrenaline blend. Speed demons, night prowling, never got a blend. Fast lane royale, racing through the night. Checkered flag dreams, eyes on the prize. Pedals to the metal hearts, in overdrive. Octane outlaws, we never compromise. Pit stop strategy, fuel up tires fresh. Seconds counting every drop of sweat and vest. Rivals in the rear view, only smoke they catch. Speed king's crown, never not obsessed. Turbocharged hearts, beat with nitro veins. Circular dance, grip tight reins. Swerves and drifts, battle scars remain. Victory in our blood, flowing like champagne. Grand slam chasers, roar of the beast. Curves we conquer, locking in the feast. High stakes gamble, front to east. Cold steel passion, never rest in peace.